Speaking of mad fat, man, there's somebody I want to talk about.
Who is it?
Nickacado Avocado.
This guy is incredible.
This guy's a genius.
He started out, like you said, a vegan, and he started mukbanging
Because he was just trying to vlog as a vegan, and everyone's like, we don't give a fuck if you eat strawberries in the red.
So he left the vegan community, started mukbanging. He starts gaining weight.
Okay, you need to tell me why we're talking about this fucking guy right now.
We're having a confession to make. We're all going to start gaining weight mukbanging.
Sounds like you guys just love fat people.
Do you not like fat people?
I love fat people, but
Then
I'm
why
not
are you
gonna...
coming after us for like it?
Sounds like a fat-phobic comment.
Came off. I love full-figured people.
You know what I noticed? We weren't really friends when I was fat.
Well, you didn't start talking to me until I lost my hair.
Brady was 400 pounds for free. This guy's a millionaire.
So I was like Nickacado Avocado, except without the cameras. Like, I was just doing it to my friends. I wasn't doing it for millions of people. I was doing it for like 7. There was one day, my buddy walked in the door, and there I am just laying in my chair, bag of crazy bread right here, garlic butter right here, and I'm just straight chowing down. And he's like, what are you doing? I said, what the fuck does it look like? I'm having fun. What are you doing?
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Stuck in Static. We got Dylan, Brady, Hunter, Paris. We're getting right into it, boys.
Boom, boom, boom. Let's
There's
do
an
it, baby.
Adderall shortage. Are you okay, Hunter?
Yeah. I've always been more of a Vyvanse guy myself.
Oh, okay. So you're that new hipster shit.
Yeah, I'm like Adderall is for what we call meth heads.
Oh, I see. Because you can snort that stuff. You can't snort Vyvanse.
If you snort a Vyvanse, you will be up for 3 days.
Will you? I thought it just doesn't work.
Well, it's it's for the more brain capable.
Okay, so you can snort Vyvanse.
Yeah, you can do it. There's plenty of ways to do it.
If you snorted that, your dick wouldn't work for a month.
My dick already doesn't work for a month, Brady.
It's been a long month. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's cheers it up, boys.
Yep,
Another
cheers.
week, another episode of Stuck in Static.
A little larceny today, huh, Dill?
Very nice. So yeah, Adderall shortage. I don't know. I think this is like a supply issue in terms of who distributes it, but it's also because everyone has ADHD now. I thought that'd be a very interesting topic to go on.
Yep.
Because we have our own fellow ADHDer right here.
Absolutely.
If you couldn't tell.
And it's win it.
And there's some people where like they say they have ADHD, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like maybe you're just doing more than like you, or like you think you should be doing this level when you're only doing this level, and you think that's ADHD. And then I met Hunter, and I was like, you have fucking ADHD,
That
bro.
is really there.
I was like, I have no doubt that someone was like,
I've never seen someone interrupt so much in my life.
I've never seen someone with thoughts that just like come out of him like just unwillingly. Right? They just
Oh my
like
God.
projectile out
I'm so
from him.
I'm so passionate about it too.
Yeah. my thoughts are pretty much like any person who's ever had a hangover. That's what I feel like my thoughts are like. The next morning, you're just gagging on them. You know what I mean?
So when were you diagnosed with ADHD?
So mine's a bit more rare. I feel like I was in that generation of during the time period with like the Bush administration and all the things that basically if you came off a little hyperactive or if you came off a little different or maybe like if you had a behavioral problem, then most of the time a lot of teachers, because they're workloaded or overworked anyway, a lot of them would just be like ADHD.
Yeah.
And now that is like that is very taboo. Because there's like many different steps to like what you have to go through, and it's very basically just tedious and a lot of stuff you got to go through with therapists and stuff. But I still meet people today that people our age that are able to get Adderall and Vyvanse like that now.
Oh yeah, wow. That's the thing. Like I think with kids, it's a lot harder because you know they are kids. It's an issue. But like if you're an adult. Like I notice this with people, my friends that are in like graduate school or medical school or law school or whatever. I've known a few of them to be able to go and like get a script. And like I've heard from doctors also that it's like, you know, if you are at a point in your life and you feel like you're not living up to it, that's justification for like ADHD in a way. Because like you got to a certain point and now you feel like you can't, you know, get to that next level.
Okay.
It's like, but you're clearly capable of getting to a certain point.
Yeah.
Right. So like people think, oh, maybe it's just like, shit, what you're doing is hard. Here's a little boost. I think we should be more real about it in a lot of ways for like adult ADHD and just treat it like caffeine. Just like, you know, like it's just like if think about it, if everyone was on Adderall, how great would this country be?
Oh man, we'd be on top of
We'd
it.
be getting a lot more done.
That's what I'm saying.
Now we wouldn't have that we'd have in-depth conversations, but it would be over very pointless things because it's almost like it's like a coke high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're just kind of like zoned in sometimes. And then you have all the different ones. For instance, Adderall is so mainstream now to where people, if you hear someone taking Ritalin or Concerta, then you're like kind of concerned. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've been on Ritalin in a long time.
Yeah.
It's
So
all about the Eddie.
I took Concerta, and so many kids were stopped being prescribed Concerta at a young age because it was causing growth development problems. So I had really bad knees when I was a kid because it was causing like growth problems.
Okay.
And I say this because maybe I wanted to be tall as well, but apparently for my growth chart, my rate of growth, I was supposed to hit like 6'2" because my uncle's like 6'7".
There's no way.
No, dude. Can you imagine how much different I'd be?
Dude, you're the same size as your dad. There's no way you're supposed to get
I'm
bigger.
4 inches taller than my dad.
A growth chart. That's like some zodiac shit right
Yeah.
there. It's like you just hope. You're just hoping. I'm going to map it all out.
That was
It's gonna
probably during the
get there.
time period where they also would put something on your brain and just measure your skull and be like, yeah, he's dumb.
Right.
But
He's
yeah,
get a very wide forehead. You might want to put him in the special classes.
Yeah, like please put a helmet on him. He could not hit his head anymore. But Vyvanse was the one I got on when I started high school, and it just helped me. A lot of people's brains are different. It's with any medication.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that the Adderall shortage was going on, and I didn't realize how big it was until honestly I got in the service industry where everyone was taking Adderall, and then in college as well.
There's a lot of people. I mean, tons of people take it off script.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like a known issue.
There's a lot of Adderall dealers now. Like it's
I bet.
silly.
And that's what I'm saying. Is like we put these barriers for people to get this stuff. That like I think it helps people a lot.
Yeah.
I think even if you don't have ADHD, I think doing something close to meth and like makes you a very productive person.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good for you necessarily. I don't think it is, but I don't think it's good for people with ADHD either. And like if you've followed up with like psychology research lately, there was this theory that was going around for decades, the chemical imbalance theory, that people with depression or anxiety or this or that, it's because there's a chemical imbalance in their brain between, dopamine, serotonin, acetylcholine, all the neurotransmitters. And they said that if we could just up the serotonin or up this, then we can balance it out.
I want to go inside there. Excellent word usage on the neurotransmitters. I'm bricked up just from you saying that.
I'm glad.
I didn't understand a single word you said.
That's okay. You don't have to. Because the underlying thesis was, well, if we just turn up this one, we'll be in balance, right?
Okay.
But it's like a lot more complicated than that, obviously. And but it was taken as truth for the longest time. We've realized recently that that's not exactly how it goes because a chemical imbalance implies that there is a chemical balance. And we have no way to measure that because people's neurochemistry is so different.
And complex too.
Very complex. Like too complex for us to understand right now. So we kind of put this blanket like, SSRIs, like the depression pills and like the ADHD medication because they work on that one thing.
And a lot of ADHD medication as well is also used for, being used now for anti-anxiety. To help that because it kind of calms you in a way.
I see.
I know a lot of people that take Ritalin, Concerta, and Adderall strictly for anxiety.
That's crazy.
But the thing is, too, we're always talking about chemical imbalances. What about social media imbalances? What about all this other constant streamlined stuff? You know what I mean?
Just smoke weed.
Right? You nervous?
Yeah.
Eat this edible.
Nerd.
Right?
Yeah,
Take these gummies.
Smoke this weed.
I've met a 50-50 on people who with ADHD that can smoke weed and people that can't. Because it's that already like that thought process that's going.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you get high, it just amplifies that. So then
There's no way getting high amplifies your brain like that. It's supposed to slow it
have
down.
you seen me? I'm just either I'm 50-50. Either I'm going to panic or I'm kind of
It
funny.
slows your brain down because you get scared of wrestling matches.
Yeah, it's called overthought, man. I was just in
They're going to
it.
stay in the ring. Don't worry.
Yeah.
They're not coming after you.
Side note, can you name those four again? The brain thing?
The neurotransmitters?
Yeah, what were
I thought
those?
you meant the four wrestlers that scared you.
No, because I was about to say those kind of sound like four wrestlers. I thought you know what I mean?
Dopamine, serotonin, acetylcholine.
Yeah, dude.
Not even close.
No, man, that's the ADHD
It
squad.
was Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers.
Yeah.
Very opposite.
No serotonin in
No
that.
serotonin.
But I just think it's interesting that, if you look on social media today, especially, there's a lot of people with ADHD or so-called ADHD. Who knows? It might be this or that, but it's like this, they'll say something that everyone does. Like, oh, I can't believe when I walk through a doorway, I forget where I'm going. It's my ADHD again. And then it's like, like these very universal things that everyone experiences.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And it's
I
like,
can't stand
it's
that now.
ADHD. I'm just like, okay, like at some point, I think we're taking a concept and just like, it's like a zodiac, right? It's like, oh, I am an Aquarius. I do that. It's like,
Oh, my God.
The symptoms of
God.
ADHD is everything you could ever imagine. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
you look at it, you're like, oh, I forget to eat sometimes, and then it's like, I must have ADHD. And I think I blame TikTok, but it's like people are self-diagnosing at such a rate that it's just like, come on, like we're delegitimizing a lot of like what we're trying to actually,
that WebMD culture.
I
Yeah.
think people have just gotten lazier and they just can blame it on fucking ADHD. To be
Well,
honest with you.
here's the thing too. I saw that they call it a mental disability, but actually some psychologists are calling it a mental deterrent. So most of the time that when you find people in situations to where, for instance, a normal person like you or me, if they don't like a situation or if I say something that makes you angry, you can leave, right? You can get up and leave and do your own thing, get out of the situation.
Yeah.
Now for small children who are in families that, don't see the happiest of days, what can that child do besides block out some of those things going on?
Okay.
So that's how they kind of deal with it. And then they never figure out that's the problem that they're dealing with. So then when they get into, bigger stages in life, they tend to block out things because that's how they kind of deal with repressing.
That's their coping mechanism.
Yeah, that's a
and it just
coping mechanism.
becomes-
It's not a mental disorder, it's a coping mechanism is what
Okay.
some psychologists are now trying to say.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. If you're like in traumatic situations all the time, your brain is naturally just like, all right, do whatever you can to just not think about
Block
that.
it out,
Yeah.
block it out, block it out.
But like that doesn't mean it's not happening.
Yeah.
So it comes back later. And that's why it's so complex, is that we can't really nail down like this is what fucked you up or like this is why you're this way. It's just like it's so complicated, and we live in a culture where it's like we try to find the magic cure for things and it ends up being ADHD medication or like SSRIs, which works sometimes for sure, but like I don't think it's like even a 50% hit rate on like it working and making someone better.
Do you think that is a reason why everyone is, well, as a culture, we are trying so hard to destigmatize therapy now, is because like we realize maybe that's the better, more permanent solution as opposed to just, hey, let's give them ADHD medication and hope it works out?
Yeah. Oh, I would say so. Absolutely, man. Because COVID was a big thing that freaked everybody out.
Yeah.
People had to be like, oh my God, I'm at home by myself all the time. Now for your introvert people, it was even hard for them. You know what I mean?
It didn't bother me one bit. I fucking did prison workouts, lost 200 pounds on it. And I was like, this is awesome.
Well, yeah. Well, it came down to people's coping mechanisms. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
some people couldn't cope with it. Some people did cope with it, and other people like that's why I have never, besides before COVID or after COVID, seen such a high demand for psychologists, therapists, counselors, and stuff like that. It's unreal. There's a huge market for that right now, and I don't know if that's coming down to after the pandemic and all this shit going on, but the interconnectedness with everything now is just excruciating. It's sometimes you cannot disconnect even if you want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You leave your phone at home for a day. I feel like I feel even better when I leave my phone. I know some people that they're like, you left your phone at home?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Well, at the end of the day, ADHD is like hypothesized to be just like a lack of dopamine in your brain. So dopamine is what you get when you're rewarded. If you do anything, like if you eat, dopamine. If you do a Zen, dopamine.
do a podcast.
Do a podcast. This is dopamine,
Dopamine.
factory right here,
Dopamine.
right? But so there's two components. There's dopamine, the actual neurotransmitter, and then there's the receptors on your brain. So you have to have a specific receptor on your brain, and it's hypothesized that maybe some people did not develop the receptors as well, or maybe some people don't generate the dopamine itself that well. So the solution is to, create enough dopamine in your brain, because like when you don't have enough dopamine, you're looking for the next thing to stimulate you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of what ADHD is. Like you're constantly looking at like, what can I do? What can I fidget? Whatever it is. It's like I need something to
scroll,
anything to just like hit that dopamine meter.
porn.
Right? So Adderall and stuff does a great job of like, getting you to a point where it's just like, okay, I'm good. Now I can do this next thing without being, totally distracted.
You ever had an Adderall?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think about it?
It's the best thing in the world. What do you
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time I had a
They
Vyvanse.
don't do it for me.
Really?
Man, I did one the other day at Keeneland, and I was just like,
Yeah.
It couldn't
They don't do
It couldn't counteract your country chill. You know what I mean? Like it was in your brain, and it kept like, God, why does this guy think about wrestling all the time? You know what I mean?
like it's predetermined.
Your dopamine is constantly getting people's elbows. You know what I mean? Like fucking rock style, but in a good way.
It's called a rock bottom. I'm joking. You got it right.
What about you, Dylan? What do you think about it?
What specifically?
Adderall. What do you?
I mean, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, yeah,
Right? That stuff is crazy.
Anytime you need to get something done, like
I just have so much more energy. For the longest
Yeah.
time, I've always thought that I naturally, and maybe not just me, but I feel like when I take that, I feel like, so my theory is this, people with ADHD and stuff, because I remember when I was teaching too, that a bunch of these kids always with ADHD were falling asleep all the time. I think that comes down to not being able to sleep at night, and on top of that, their brains are their brain are going so fast all the time that naturally you're going to be a bit more exhausted. Think about how exhausted you are when you take a hard test. I feel like that's how they feel all the time. That's how I feel like.
Can't relate.
Yeah.
Sorry, these eyes are too squinty for that. But yeah, so like the
Peaceful
constantly,
bitch.
exactly. You know Cajun, you know Bijan, you are Asian. No. But yeah, so like constantly searching for dopamine is exhausting for your brain.
Yeah.
And I agree. There's this really interesting study that was done in like the 70s called Rat Park. So for the longest time, we would test drugs on rats, right? And like we would do something where it's like, all right, we filled this water bottle with cocaine and we filled this water bottle with water and we put this rat in the cage and it drank enough cocaine to kill itself. And conclusion, cocaine's really addictive. Done. And someone was like, all right, if you put a rat, anybody, anything in a cage with nothing else to do besides drink water or do cocaine, that's going to do cocaine.
That's how I feel like cocktails.
There you go. It's just all these bars are just rat parks.
Yeah, dude.
No. So somebody came along and said, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to create a rat haven, just like the best thing rats, like the most like stimulation of like, you know, things to do, other things to socialize with, and just like plenty of food, plenty of water. We're going to raise rats in this. And then we're going to raise rats in a box. All right. And then we're going to do the same exact experiment and see if the rats from Rat Park ingest enough cocaine to kill themselves. And they don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so they get some of the cocaine and it overstimulates them, and they say, you know what, I can't do that. It's too much. Like I don't need it, and they go away. But the other rats are still going to do the cocaine. So and they look at their brains and they found that the Rat Park rats had more dopamine receptors in their brains.
So the poor rats are trying to kill themselves. ODing on cocaine, their life was that miserable.
Right. These rats were just suicidal.
Yeah.
They were raised in a box for 2 years.
Yeah, dude,
It's
that'll
like, just end
After
it,
2
please.
years, the box are like,
Yeah.
please to God, let's be cocaine.
Right. Let this be a water bottle
That's
full of cocaine.
So pretty much poor people don't like their lives.
That's exactly what this kind of breaks down to. It's like
And money buys happiness.
if you like if you have enough like, you know, good stimulation around you when you're developing, especially, you will like have the appropriate amount of like response to reward.
Yeah.
Okay,
Versus
so that makes a lot of sense for somebody who comes from such a small town that I do, is because there is nothing to do there.
Right.
And so you wonder why you have all these meth heads and crack heads, and it's like,
Not shit else to do.
Yeah. It's like,
No.
oh.
Why do you think that those areas also have such a higher percentage of like families with 3 or more? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you like cocaine?
The soda drink.
Cocaine goalie.
Yeah. I wish I could have been there during that time. The people with toothaches, like, God, I wish I had another toothache.
Right. Give me that coke.
Yeah. Actually just punched myself in the face. So it kind of hurt.
But no, I really think ADHD is an interesting topic, especially now because of what you said earlier. It's like, is it that everyone is just getting ADHD, or is it that society has changed in such a rapid way?
Yeah.
Is this our response
it's
to
society,
it?
man.
If it's our response, I completely agree, because you got to do things but at the same time, it's like we're gonna take the easiest route most of the time.
Yeah.
And that is, okay, let's ignore the main problem and hey, take this blue pill.
Well, you can't do much about the main problem because, like, what I think about, I thought about this as I was walking like near the Kroger at my house. There used to be a Premier Home Video. I don't know if you remember Premier Home Video.
hell yeah, dude.
You know Premier Home Video, right? Okay,
that shit.
The one in Heartland?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Local video store, outlived Blockbuster, all of it, because it
did.
was the shit. Okay. And I was walking by it, and now it's something else. And I literally
Now it's
thought to myself,
Waimea.
yeah. No, Waimea is
No, it's
the,
that Sultan restaurant. That's what it is now.
no, that's next to the Waimea. The Premier Video is something else. It was a gym. Now it's something dumb. I don't know.
Waimea, should I know what this is? Because I feel like you guys
It's
are saying-
Chinese restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Trying-
All right.
Me and Paris would know.
Yeah, for sure.
I
It's
didn't
the
know.
local Chinese place in the Buckhorn area.
Yeah, we just live in that area, not because he's Asian and I'm not.
You never heard Waimea? I'm sorry.
No, okay.
That was racist even from me.
They don't sell kimchi.
They
No, they
don't. Okay, heard.
No.
Then I'm not going. But no, it is interesting, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I didn't
No,
know.
I was walking past there, and like there used to be Premiere on Video, and I was like, I used to walk like or ride my bike literally like 2 miles and come here for content. for something to watch for the weekend.
Well,
just content.
That was your dopamine right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I had to go all the way for
Yeah.
it, pay money and come back and then eventually take it back to return it. Right. And I was like, if I wanted to watch Joe Dirt right now, I could pull out my phone and do it. No, 0 time spent at all besides the 10 seconds it takes me to buy it.
Yeah.
And I was like, think about just how much more just stimulation, how much more dopamine that you're constantly streaming in and like your brain now expects, right? Because if you scrolling is dopamine, right? Watching something is dopamine. A 10-second funny clip, haha, little laugh, dopamine.
Binge a whole entire series just to keep that high going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's easier now than ever to keep that up. Okay, so it explains a lot when you stop that and you try to focus on something that's difficult that you need to do, and then you're all of a sudden like, oh, this isn't enough.
Yeah.
This isn't enough stimulation.
Yeah.
It's like, of course you're going to feel like you have ADHD or something. It's like you are so stimulated all the time, like way more than you could ever imagine when you were a child.
Yeah.
Like you thought as a kid you could play video games all day. It's like you can, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks so much.
Yeah.
It makes you feel horrible at the end of the day. So like, you know, I think there's a bigger issue here when it comes to like self-control, discipline, and then also this information I think we'll eventually figure out better later, but now it's not really there. Now it's like, oh, you need to rest and do these things and like, you know, recover and like stimulate yourself in ways so that you feel fulfilled to like go and do other things. There's some truth to that too, but I don't know. We're going down a weird rabbit hole, weird path when it's like, oh, here's some Adderall. All right, smoke some weed too, right?
Well, because
you want to drink?
we're forgetting because I see so many people nowadays that are older that are taking it. So I feel like we're this weird paradigm to where we're still thinking that we should have the energy that we had back then because we're like just so kind of rambunctious with what we're getting and stuff like that. That we're forgetting. It's like, no, this is part of getting older. You know what I mean? Like it's part of getting older. And
speaking of older people getting it, man, there's this one person me and Hunter knew. You'll know when I talk about it. This person got diagnosed with ADHD, and they act like the end of the world. She acted like she just got diagnosed with fucking cancer.
Yeah,
like just all over social media. Like I can't believe this shit. And like posting pictures, like I'm reading books to learn what I'm going through, and like, she's like, idiot, shut the fuck up. You and like the other 99% of the population, you're fine.
Right.
Go ask your next door neighbor. Don't read a
and when you get a diagnosis, it's almost like it's like legitimizes it. And it kind of catastrophizes it too. It's like you have this thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, maybe in a less you know, developed society, you would just be like, yeah, you just have a hard time concentrating on bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, yeah, you don't want to sit around and, you know, push paper all day.
Yeah.
No wonder, because that sucks.
I would like to see, because here's my biggest thing. I feel like you get more depression in areas that are actually higher in kind of wealth, like countries with higher wealth, because they have more time on their hands.
Yeah.
You see a higher thing of depression and kind of like this resilience to, I don't know, like not necessarily change or whatever, but having to like make change for yourself. So like you go to these other places like, say really poor areas, like say, you know, in India or parts of China or like somewhere in, you know, the Middle East and stuff, even fucking Russia. It's like these people, like they're living.
They don't have time to be depressed.
No, dude, they really don't.
Yeah, that's
definitely
like
not Russians
No, dude.
or Chinese people.
Well, they don't have the well,
They don't have the option.
They have one option. That's be happy. You know what I mean? Because otherwise
the
we'll
government
kill you.
says.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an interesting topic. I think we're going to see it kind of develop throughout the years where people are going to pull back now because you can get an Adderall subscription or prescription like on the internet via an app.
Yeah,
Like
I
you can
saw
take
that.
like a 5-question quiz.
That is a subscription.
It's called, yeah, right.
Yeah, I tried doing that after I lost my health insurance, which
Yeah.
for anyone out there who's ever lost their health insurance and had ADHD, like, and I'm not going to say for real, but if you feel like you've experienced it before, man, it is scary because like when you're on, say, this medication for 3 months to, I don't know about for years, when you're off of that, it's like if anyone that you've known that's ever taken testosterone, it's like you just have nothing. You know what I mean? Like you have zero, and that's why some of this stuff's so addicting. But for me, I never like I honestly chose to cycle it, which they say you shouldn't cycle it. But most of the time, if I took it so much, I feel like I would lose bits of myself a little bit. For instance, just a short little tangent. But when I was a kid, I took it from 6 to about 10. And I was always a zombie. And I feel bad for these kids that are on these super heavy medications of these ADHD medications, because when I got off of it, first off, I gained 50 pounds in like, I think a year. And then on top of that, I describe it to people as being able to see in color for the first time. Like I realized that I had funny things to say and I wasn't as quiet and I was more outgoing. And like I saw the world in color and it was just very kind of, I don't know, very intense.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly.
Yeah.
Just like as a kid,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't give a kid too much sugar.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like they're going to be hyper. And then they're just like, all right, here's 20 mils of Adderall.
Yeah.
Like what? And like
To
that,
basically numb you to everything.
And their brain is not fully developed. So it's hard to even understand. So you're repressing these important chemicals that help develop who they are and what the things they feel and the things that they want to do and how they interact with society. And then when these kids finally get off of this stuff, it's almost like everything just hits them in the face and they're now blown with not only do I have to deal with the world around me, but I have to try and figure out who I am, which is already hard enough when you're not on anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I felt like a zombie for the longest time. I didn't realize until I came off of it. And that's when I had more behavior problems when I was on it because I just didn't like I had trouble like kind of controlling my emotions and stuff because I never learned how to control it when I wasn't on it.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like a lot of times kids get put on that because they're like a disruption in class.
Yeah.
We need you to sit down and shut up. So we're going to
It's a fucking kid.
Yeah,
It's,
right.
it's a child.
And so we're going to load you up with amphetamines to shut you up because once that's going in your brain, you're just like,
Tell me that's
It's
not
the
a
same
Pink
difference.
Floyd song.
It's the same difference of putting a phone in a kid's hand saying, here's YouTube. Leave me the fuck alone.
that's true
Yeah.
though. That's the new, the new
That's
iPad
the same
is
shit,
going to
man.
be,
Yeah, dude.
What people don't realize is they're seeing kids more like animals now, like when you first have them. And it's like when you have a child, it's not you're having one to try and fix a relationship or maybe make you more responsible. Like you don't just put the teddy bear down and come back to it whenever you want to hug.
Exactly.
It's like this is a whole job and people forget that.
Yeah.
So it's, I definitely have a lot to say about that aspect on ADHD, but yeah.
Are there
Yeah.
different kinds of Adderall?
Well, there's the extended release, right? And then you like your XR, and then you have the different milligram.
Okay, here's why I ask. Drug Corner with Brady, new segment.
drugs with Brady.
Drugs with Brady. Friday, like I said, I was doing my thing Friday, and I was with a big group of people, and this guy was like, pulled out this little thing. He's like, which Adderall you want? And I'm going, what?
Yeah, right.
The one with the capital A. I don't know. And he's like, he named off literally everything you just said. You want the XR and all this shit. And I knew I only had like 5 seconds to pick and not sign a narc and ask too many questions. I was like, blue one. Nothing. It just,
Yeah.
I was hoping like the
Really?
blue one would make me, nothing.
No, it's pretty much for anyone that has ADHD. It's kind of less. You feel a little different on it. For instance, if I ever take uppers, I'm not as crazy as other people on uppers. That's why also a lot of people with ADHD and stuff like that also get really addicted to like alcohol and stuff like that because it's it brings you down when you're already so fucking high. You know what I mean? So
Counterbalance.
yeah, exactly. But
Do you think my brain's too fucked up for the Adderall to work?
no, I think you just have a good working brain on you. You know what I mean?
You're the first person to ever say that.
I know.
Nice.
And I won't be the last, buddy.
That's wholesome.
yeah.
That was wholesome.
All right. Way to wrap
Cool,
up
man.
the ADHD.
Yeah,
segment.
yeah, absolutely.
good stuff.
I'm normal and you're crazy.
Pierce, I did want to do this. Can I tell you guys some Kentucky stuff going on?
What's going on?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so I'll put a little notes in here for you guys, and I wanted to say this because this is super important going on right now.
It's the ACT scores.
It is not the ACT scores, but I was going to say we have an election period coming up, and this is a very important election period.
Yeah, it's coming up in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, so it's in November, and you need to make sure. I'm just going to read this for you guys real quick. If you're looking to familiar yourself with the 2022 general election in Kentucky, you can go to yeah, we'll just look it up online and learn how to vote. Yeah.
Send me whatever link you have. We'll put it in the description. And then you
Yes.
can look there and inform yourself about who to vote for. Because if you don't, some crazy motherfuckers are going to get voted in.
It is Tuesday, November 8th, so make sure you mark your calendars.
Is
And
this the election that legalizes weed?
this is the election that is talking about the right for women to be control of their bodies. So
It's
very,
more important.
very
Yeah,
important one as well right now.
Very important one.
And I think this will be a stepping stone to getting Kentucky on the right path for future things like marijuana and other things like that. But
if we vote.
yeah, but you got to
Yep.
vote. And I know it's exhausting. It seems like your voice is not heard, but this is a really important election, especially if you're a person that believes that if it's your body, it's your choice. So just want to throw that one out there as well. But
Yep.
yeah.
Shout out Charles Booker.
Yeah.
That guy, he's killing it.
Yep.
Charles Booker, you know.
Rand
something.
Paul's kind of a bitch, so yeah.
Rand Paul looks like he's eaten his nephew before or something. Rand Paul looks
He's on some
slimy to
Jeffrey
me.
Dahmer shit.
Like, Rand Paul
Yeah.
looks like he's definitely fucked a kid.
Yeah,
I
okay.
did feel good in other ones too. So I did on my ACT, I got a 18. So
Nice.
yeah. So actually, no. Actually, Jared got a 18. I got a 20, and the national average right
Don't
now
change
for
it now to sound smarter.
oh no, but the ACT out here is dipped pretty bad. It's gone down 20%. So out
Dang.
in here in Kentucky, the state average was a 19.8 out of 36.
Well, it goes
Whoa.
back.
And to be
Yeah.
fair, we've never been like highly ranked in the nation in that anyway. So
Well, dude, it just goes
Dang.
right back to what we just got done talking about. We fucking new society. Everyone's got ADHD. And
Yeah.
great-
I can't study. There's TikTok everywhere. Ain't no one fucking studying.
a great,
So everyone's making
a
dance
great
videos.
movie that capitalizes this point is the movie called Idiocracy.
I knew you were gonna say Idiocracy.
Is
Yeah.
Idiocracy
Fantastic movie.
because
I've
it
actually
goes,
never seen it.
Oh my god, it's
Look it up. Let's watch it for this episode of the podcast.
Let's just watch it. Yeah.
The problem is a lot of people are blaming this on because for the I think 5th year in a row, Kentucky has cut its education support services and also funding for certain programs, which you know what they say, every time you want to do better for your kids, cut education.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Of course, athletics and other stuff are way more important, and also making sure that, we sell our fucking shit all to China,
Yeah, I think COVID has a lot to do with that too, because that's,
Yeah.
that's
COVID
the
definitely
kids. That's the kids of the generation who had 2 years of schooling taken away from them.
yeah.
There's a lot of kids actually in college that were, because like the kids that are freshmen in college now were like the 2 years of online high school generation, and there's a lot of like issues popping up now. Like
Oh, thank God my high school wasn't the online generation.
Oh my God.
I would
I wouldn't have gone.
Now
No,
it
I would
was-
not have gone.
I already didn't go. You think I was going to go to digital school? I didn't own a computer. Guess I'm a dropout now.
It was definitely the ass when I came into college at BCTC. I didn't know what the fucking email was. So I was like, what?
Yeah.
But
They did not do us any service in terms of technology
No,
in our
dude.
high school at all. They were just
No.
like, it's like they were just like email, whatever. You have a student email, kind of, who knows? But
I
like
had
you
a
get to
an-
college and you're like, I have to learn how to use a computer.
When I found out what Snapchat was in college, I was like, this is fucking crazy. I was like, your photos delete? I was like, tick. You know
I
what
wish
I
I
mean?
had this 10 years ago.
Yeah, man.
More girls would talk to me then.
But this is also important for the election too, because there are going to be massive parts of this election that are, or for those who you vote that are streamlining massive educational changes. So make sure you look into that as well. Support for education excellence in Kentucky, better known as SEEK, has actually gone down in funding by 16%. So I don't know where we start with this. I'm not the guy to talk to, but I can tell you what. I can tell you what happens when education fails you, Brady, as well, and it's not good. We are struggling.
Go to school, kids.
Yeah, like
I'm one of the lucky few that survived.
it shouldn't take you 7 years to go to college because that's called being a doctor. That was definitely me. Yep.
Harry Potter went to school for 8 movies.
That's true.
Yeah, that was 7 years too.
Maybe Harry Potter had ADHD.
Did you get a part 2 in your senior year?
No, my
Victory lap.
my part 2 was that they were like, you made it.
Yeah,
You know what
right.
I mean? I do remember the thing. So as the COVID was hitting, I remember in the middle school, there were tons of these kids in these classes that I was a part of that were just doing terrible. And now the thing is they have this backward system to where if your students don't do good, they cut you or they cut your funding. And it's like, it's like a double-edged sword. So a lot of these teachers just have to push these students that way their funding doesn't go down. You know what I mean? And the teachers got to be able to eat too. So if that happens, they're going to lose pay as well. So on top of that, these kids would go home during COVID. And I remember when I was helping with them, it was just busy work. They were just doing packets. And if they finished the packets, they got to pass the fucking 8th grade. I was like, that's fucking nuts, dude.
Wow.
I sure could have used those packets back then.
Oh, dude. I was looking at some of the packets and I was like, literally you could type the same sentence in online and it would pop up. And I was like,
Oh, wow.
there it is right there.
Yeah, that's that online education for you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's looking pretty bleak, to be honest. Education in this country. It's
With a
looking,
B.
it's looking a little. I don't know what the right answer is here.
Dude, they got esports in high school now. Don't give
Yeah,
a fuck
right?
about
Like-
education.
If you want to learn something, learn it.
Bro, we got
right?
17-year-olds making quadruple the money we'll ever make fucking dancing to their goddamn phone screen.
There's a
We're
rapid
fucked.
since COVID. There's been a rapid acceleration of seniors dropping out their senior year, so that's continuously kind of going up as well. And then also just the massive amount of systematic failures going on with everything that we have, because our school was not like, what's what I'm looking for, set up to where it could basically run with the technology we have today. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, we still, we use, our whole education is based off an old Prussian system, what they use for teaching people different military aspects.
Yeah,
so,
this is true.
Are you saying we've out-advanced schools?
Dude, if there was a YouTube university, I'd fucking go to that shit.
Oh, 100%.
I would pay for that. YouTube, we'll set this shit up. You let me fucking know.
There is YouTube U, I think.
YouTube, really?
I think you can learn stuff on there, yeah.
Well,
I'm actually pretty sure that is a thing.
That would be fucking sick, dude. I'd go to that college.
Dude, you know, Google offers like free classes, like it's certified and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's a thing.
They really do.
Yeah, the thing.
It's such a, like, I mean, sorry to cut you off, but like, I was thinking that, like, you know, school, it might not be doing well, but I've had some great teachers that like really, really did their job right.
Yes.
And, it's like incredible when that happens, because you're like, oh my God, you care about me. You care about me learning this stuff, and you do it in such a great way that I actually learn it. And that like changed a lot of my perspective on a lot of things, because most teachers are shit.
Yeah.
80% of teachers do not give a fuck. And it sucks, because it's like you could be doing so much good, but no, you're like, you know, 8th grade packet people, just like, use a packet.
Yeah, it's called tenure.
Yeah.
When you get fucking tenure, you're like, fuck this shit. And now you only have to do it for 4 years.
Yeah.
Didn't it used to be 10 years? I don't mean to cut you off.
It used to be 10 years, but now you get teachers that are 4 years. And the thing is, I remember seeing so many people that, like you said, when like they go in so excited. Hell, I went in excited. And there's so much shit you got to fucking do. You got to be a parent. You got to be a friend. You got to be a counselor. You got to deal with these fucking parents who shouldn't have kids in the first fucking place.
That's what you're going to do as a manager, Zach. Do what?
4 or 5 babysitting.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of teachers complain about it's just the parents. These parents are just so entitled to their kid being like the best thing in the world.
yeah.
In South
like,
Carolina,
your kid sucks, bro.
And South Carolina was out there. This was in all of elementary school, and then the first year of junior high. They could still beat the shit out of you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. Look at me. I'm fine. Fuck.
I'm fine. No, dude, I'll tell you what. When I was in Japan, like, okay, so I went to school in Japan for kindergarten. I skipped first grade and I came into second grade.
Oh, here we go.
So I was in second grade class, right? And I'm just like, I'm kind of fresh into this. It's like maybe a couple weeks in. And like some kid was just acting up in the middle of class. And my teacher just fucking had it. She just like looked at him, just like dropped what she was doing, and literally just like grabbed him by the collar of his shirt, and then like front of the class, got a chair, sat down, and spanked him in front of the whole class.
That's baller.
And I was
we
just
need more
like,
of that here.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm like 7. I was like, they do not do that in America. I was like, that is not allowed.
Because here's the thing now, if we do that shit here, we're either a crazy, a pedophile, or someone who, like, you know what I mean?
It's like the opposite of a pedophile.
Yeah, dude, it's just beating the shit out.
Like, we should allow that, because it would attract less pedophiles.
And, well, look at the whole rap culture, the wave of those rappers he's like, what's that one song? He's like, I want to kill my dad. I want to kill my mom. Like the fucking XX-Tentacion.
What the
You
fuck?
never
What
that
are you
joke they
listening
do?
to? No, what?
It's that whole tattoo on the face to where their parents didn't beat the shit out of them enough.
A
as their
tattoo
kids.
on the face because they're parent. What the fuck are you listening
What do you
to?
know, dude? I'm talking about like the whole genre of fucking
Fuck my dad.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
He doesn't
Well,
know shit.
like some little peep or something?
Yeah, like it's like, have you not seen the thing where it's like when you go over to your white friend's house and he's like, I want fucking chicken fingers, and you're just like,
You know what happened if I yelled at my mom like that?
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying though. But it's just like, it's one of the things where it's like people like tell me like, they're like, yeah, my parents abused me. And like, what? They're like, well, they would like beat my ass if I came home late and like throw shit at me. I'm like, dude, what? I was like, it just sounds like you sucked. You know what I mean?
It
Like,
sounds like you didn't do what they said.
yeah, it sounds like you didn't go through the window during the right time. You know?
Yeah, you weren't
So,
sneaky enough.
yeah.
But yeah, that's an interesting topic. You know,
right, well-
would we trade pedophiles as teachers for abusers as teachers?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think I would say,
Yeah,
I'd rather my
I
kid
think
get
so.
beat and humiliated than diddled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Oh,
Yeah.
all day.
Right? Yeah.
There's just something about the word diddled too.
Yeah. It's just too weird. That's
a
too
hell of a-
traumatizing.
Yeah, that's a hell of a word choice there.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
Well,
so speaking of some kids that get the raw end of a deal.
Oh, God.
Want to talk about Alex Jones?
Oh,
this
that was
guy.
a beautiful
Crazy.
segue.
That was good.
Yeah. This guy, I mean,
This guy's
does he deserve it?
So a guy who believes in interdimensional vampires has his own podcast, and people are shocked that he claims Sandy Hook is fake.
He doesn't have his own podcast. He has his own production company
Yeah.
with a
Sorry.
daily show.
Infowars. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he goes
Infowars.
hard.
They
in
also,
this thing.
they
Yeah.
also sell male hormone treatments and stuff like that on
This
there.
is true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
they-
survival gear.
Yep.
He called the families of the victims crisis actors.
Yeah. Can you imagine just how angry you would be if that was
Yeah.
if you
I'd
were in
assume
that
too.
situation?
Here's what I'm going to say about this part right here.
All right, let's say what happened first.
Okay,
What's
yeah,
going on?
absolutely.
Well, a bunch of kids at Sandy Hook got shot up.
Right, and then Alex Jones said it was fake, essentially, and this was what 2014,
And stood
right?
by his guns.
for a long
the
time.
whole
For
way.
a long time.
And eventually, these people like Alex Jones' reach is at the craziest people in our country, just the most right wing, like conspiratorial thinking, all
Yeah.
right kind of people. And eventually, the families of the kids that were murdered in an elementary school were getting harassed by Alex Jones fans, essentially.
That's
and they were getting
crazy.
called crisis actors. They're like, "Your kid didn't die." Like,
Yeah.
very traumatizing shit.
Why would it was 20 kids and 6 adults,
Six
right?
adults, yep.
Why would 26 families lie about that?
Right.
know what I'm
Makes
saying?
no
Like,
sense.
That's the thing. Is like
They're already going through one of the worst scenarios possible.
And Alex Jones capitalizes on that kind of like skeptical thinking that people have, especially
Yeah.
when they're, that way.
What a just shit blow. Well, what a just. I feel like that's such low of a blow that this man does have mental illness. Like he
Alex
is,
Jones?
Yes.
Well,
he-
yeah, he's got some, a couple
without
screws
a
loose.
doubt.
But I will say
he
this:
believes in interdimensional vampires.
monoliths on the moon.
But
bro.
do you know what legitimized Alex Jones for just a minute?
I thought you were gonna say vampires.
No. Twilight. No.
Don't hate on Twilight in front of me.
No, I won't.
I've seen
Absolutely
everyone.
not. Yeah.
I bet you have.
I've been to Forks. I've been to Port Angeles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I've been there. No, my dad's from around there.
That's why you glisten in the sunlight.
Yeah, right. So I melt in it. Anyways, what was I even saying?
You look like a Team
Jesus
Jacob.
Christ.
That
Do I?
legitimizes.
You look like a
Fuck
Team
me,
Jacob,
dude. I'm
bro.
Team Edward all day. But
You don't come off as a Team
no,
Edward.
damn it. Fuck.
You're not pale enough like
yeah,
me.
yeah. I need to. There you go. It's the slight amount of melanin I have in my skin.
Nope, wrong one. We'll get the buttons down. I lost my little sticker here.
I have
Continue on.
You
No
can
idea
never
what I was
tangent
gonna
on
say.
Twilight.
No, you were saying what legit? Like was something about?
Oh, what legitimized
Legitimize it.
Alex Jones was the whole Epstein thing. Because he was saying for a long time that there's like this cabal of like world leaders that go and have sex with kids on an island. Everyone was like, that's fucking crazy. Why
Yeah.
would you even think
Yeah.
that? And then it comes out to be true. So like that really got him going at some point where it's like, oh, maybe he does. Cause like you think of 1,000 conspiracies, one's going to be right.
Yeah.
At some
Oh,
point.
yeah.
So like he kind of, caught a wave on that, got even more fans. But that's the thing. The people that he caters to are the most insane, just like that have nothing else to do but think about like if JFK is still alive or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, so these families get harassed. They're finally like, all right, this can't keep going. So they sue Alex Jones. Alex Jones' lawyer fucks up a lot. Alex Jones fucks up a lot. And now he owes close to $1 billion.
Guess how much his net worth is?
$965 million.
Yeah.
Guess how much Alex Jones' net worth is? $2 million.
Yeah. He says he's got $2 million in the bank.
Yeah, he's about to be fucked.
But his company's been valued at billions.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So he would have to
Infowars
sell
is-
Well,
to be able to pay?
He says that that's not legitimate. So they're going to have to review his company and see if his
Okay.
and like if he has a legitimate corporation or not. If he doesn't, his personal assets are liable for $1 billion. He's done.
Yeah.
Here's
done.
my fucking thing with all this thing. It's like we want to scrutinize against this guy, and which is terrible what he did and everything. But it's like we all let this shit go on for way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We let it go on for way too long, and now we want to come up in arms about it because what we like to do is we like to put these little problems to the side, and when they're yelling and they're like, it's fake, we're like, he's just crazy. He's not gonna. No one's gonna believe that.
Here's my thing. If at this point you're this far into it, you're Alex Jones.
Yeah.
You're being sued for $965 million. If you plan on coming back at that and saying no, there's no way that's right, like double down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double down at this point. Just say that the government is reason why that they
He's
but
quadrupling
they had
down.
to cover their own ass, and so that's why he's being found guilty for all this and just
But he's already admitted that he was wrong. Yeah.
God,
He did that. Not too long ago.
that's where he really
Was
fucked
Asher's
up.
lawyer fucked up?
No. This was a couple years ago.
This a couple years ago?
No,
Okay.
because he still tried backing up in the court when they're like, that's funny because we have you last week saying this and then on your phone saying this. And he's like, nah.
Yeah, it's like, well, your lawyer texted me the exact messages, so now you're lying in court. Too.
Imagine playing poker with Alex fucking Jones here, and you're sitting at the poker table, and like, sir, you.
I bet that'd be the greatest time
You've busted.
I ever have in my life.
Dude, he
yeah.
would go out so easily. He would just up the ante every home.
I think we'd
hand
have
and be
the most fun experience of our lives if Alex Jones was right here, right now.
Sir.
It would just be too fun.
Oh, dude.
Oh, it would.
Sir, you have 20. Hit me.
I would say something to trigger him. Just anything, really.
George Soros.
What would suck if you and him got along beautifully, and you're like, dude, he's really not that
Dude,
bad.
we would walk out of the poker game and be like, man, I think interdimensional vampires are fucking real, bro.
This guy makes a good point.
He makes a good point, man. We need to start stocking up on some garlic and wooden steaks.
Well, and just a little keynote too. This goes on to people like the best thing I ever learned in school was basically like how to fact check. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so many people just take everything they see on all these .coms and all these whatever, and they take it with no grain of salt, and they just fucking go with it. I catch myself doing that shit sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Well, okay, so the reason why, like you were saying earlier, like we let this problem go on, yada yada, he's saying all this crazy shit. It's like, well, we have freedom of speech in this country.
Well,
Yeah.
You're
goes
allowed to say it.
So his whole like court, like a lot of his shit. What was it I was reading on here? So he won't the full money that says he's getting sued for probably won't happen due to like if he continues his podcast because of freedom of speech, and there's a lot of big fancy words I can't say.
So
Well, if his corporation gets sued, like his corporation's only liable for what the corporation owns.
Exactly.
So if he gets sued for that, the corporation dies essentially, and he can still be his own person.
Yeah.
What if they have a bunch of just fake investments that are just as crazy as what they have? They're like-
Probably.
you know what I mean? Like,
Probably, yeah.
they're like cat mittens. He's like,
Kitten mittens.
Kitten mittens. And fucking, what's this whole thing with solar panels on the moon? Alex Jones is like, yeah, we're doing it in fucking 2025. You know
Don't
what I
worry,
mean?
I got it covered.
Akon's got us.
Yeah.
He's all about this.
So speaking of the freedom of speech, then, do you see how Elon Musk, I guess, has made a proposal to buy Twitter? Is that
Well, he did a long time
he
ago.
did,
They're
yeah,
finally they haven't finalized it yet.
Can you
it's
tangent
coming
that?
through.
Can you tangent?
That's it. Yeah.
How do we go?
Big tangent.
because I was going to go to freedom of speech then? So because apparently that's the big deal with
Well,
Twitter.
I think he is buying Twitter.
I think we can like still stay on the Alex Jones thing with the freedom of speech
Yeah.
because should this be allowed? Should this and like there's a fine line between because like you can't help what your followers do.
Yeah.
Right? You can't help if Travis Scott's at a concert and all of his followers, mosh so hard they kill people, even though he kind of encourages it. So there's like some responsibility to blame.
Nah,
but
I
like,
got it. I got all kinds of shit for the Travis Scott shit. We're not getting into.
oh, really? Okay, we'll stop there then on that.
Yeah.
But like, how much should we allow? This is a huge issue for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all this stuff. Cause it's like, you can't just, in America, you can't just be like, nope, that's fake. Bye. Like you're not allowed to say that because of the one even 0.1% of the time, someone like Alex Jones is right. Like America protects that kind of speech. So what could we have done to prevent this? Because like it's not even Alex. It is Alex Jones, but
his followers.
most of the harassment came from the followers.
Yeah.
So it's like these people are not liable
Which
at
is
all.
terrifying. He has followers like that. The
Many
fact that people
followers.
watch him go, yeah, he knows what he's talking
Right,
about.
right. He's like, hey, you see this picture of Tony Hawk's daughter? Kind of looks like the guy at Sandy or a girl at Sandy Hook, doesn't it?
Right,
They weren't at
like-
the same time at the same
Yeah.
place. Why are they the same person?
And the problem is that sometimes they do too much. Look that shit up, dog. Like to where they do it, but they just keep getting because the algorithms in their computers just keep feeding them the same bullshit every fucking day, bro.
I think they just read thumbnails.
Dude, yeah, dude. We'd kill it with that group. Should we go for that group?
We might need to go for the algorithm.
Yeah. Let's hit that demographic. All
Dude,
right?
we get some hella devoted fans.
Oh, so it's a Big Bang Theory, not real, huh?
Birds aren't real. They're spying on you. Yeah.
We're sitting up at a one of these festivals or one of these like these like rallies, and we're like the head of it. And we're like, yeah, we didn't really think we'd go this far with it, but
I'm down
here.
for it. Conspiracies are great. I love conspiracies.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
so
they're
fun.
so
I like a good
So
conspiracy.
fun.
My favorite conspiracy is Caviezel Smoke is involved with the Queen's murder or death.
Since when was this a conspiracy?
It was a callback to our second episode.
I don't think we said that, did we?
did. I did. It was me.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
perfect.
he did say that. I
Yeah.
remember that now.
Yeah, you're supposed to
Smoke
watch.
killed the queen.
If you guys watch the episode, it was cool.
Well, yeah. So Alex Jones, that is static for sure.
Yeah,
That's
static.
static.
Yeah.
The
That's
two
gonna,
other-
sorry, Alex. You're going away.
He's static.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's entertaining though. Like, I like watching him do stuff. It's funny as fuck.
Yeah, he's entertaining.
He's just a mad fat man.
Oh,
He's
he's
losing
so-
his mind.
He's so angry.
Speaking of mad fat man, there's somebody I want to talk about. I just can't get off my mind.
Oh,
Who is it?
Nickacado Avocado.
I was thinking
Nickacado Avocado?
the exact same.
Bro, I have done plenty of research on this man. Let me tell you, this guy's fucked in the head.
This guy's a genius.
This guy's a genius. That's what I mean. Like, so all right, this guy,
oh, he makes me just sick.
he was a vegan a few years back. He has a husband. He did. He lost his husband due to this mukbang. Right now his goal is to reach.
No. He still has his husband.
Oh, does he?
Are they still together?
You should look at his YouTube. If you scroll through his YouTube,
Are they
right?
ba- are they back
It's
together?
like we broke up, and then it's like Orlin left, and then it's like we got back together.
I watched the video. They broke up, and I've never felt so bad for a gay couple in my life.
I promise you, there's like 7 of those.
There's 7 of those
There's
because I was
so
watching
many.
this one brother. He just mukbanging just all over each other, and the fucking
Oh my God! Never say that sentence again.
mukbanging.
all over each other, and the husband just starts crying like, "Look what you've made us. We used to be skinny and pretty. Now we're fat and ugly." Nick got off. God was like, "We're getting followers."
This guy, okay, I dove into him for the first time after you mentioned him.
Dude, he was on Tosh.0s when I first.
This
discovered him.
guy is incredible. Okay, so he started out, like you said, a vegan, and he started mukbanging because he figured out that that's what, can get views.
Because he was just trying to vlog as a vegan, and everyone's like,
yeah.
"Fuck vegans."
Well, that's stupid.
We don't give a fuck if you eat strawberries in the reg.
Right? Yeah. Where you eat a bunch of romaine.
Yeah, romaine
Okay.
wrapped in strawberries, or the other way
Yeah.
around, I guess.
So eventually he stopped being vegan because he doesn't like the community. So he
Glad someone
Dylan's
got that.
dying.
Romaine wrapped in strawberries.
Yeah,
that
I'd eat that.
Yeah.
Or just reverse it.
So he left the vegan community, started mukbanging. And then, after like a year of eating like a lot of food all at once, multiple times a week, he starts gaining weight. And I don't know if this is a bit or not.
His
because-
goal is to reach 400 pounds.
Well, at first, what he did was he was like, I don't know why I'm gaining so much weight. He's like, I just don't get it. Like,
Dude,
genuinely.
that had to be a gimmick.
Oh, but like when you look at him say it, it's like so convincing.
My favorite,
It's so convincing.
My favorite TV show is watching a bunch of dudes with gimmicks. It's called
Yeah.
wrestling. He's a gimmick.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Okay, so but it's evolved though, because at first he was just mukbanging, right? He was just trying to get views on YouTube. Then he started getting fat, and then I think at some point, because he was like a relatively thin, like handsome dude.
dude. He looked like a twig.
He really did.
He looked like I saw a picture of him in his underwear. Don't ask how I saw it.
Tell me more.
Social media.
Tell me more.
Do what? I'll show you later. Anyway, it's him in his underwear, and I mean, little buddy was a fucking a buck. He was $1.25 soaking wet.
There
so
you go.
now he is 400 pounds plus, and the
He hasn't
whole
reached
time
400 yet.
he hasn't.
His goal is to hit 400.
No, I watched a video that was like celebrating my 400 pound.
Oh, so he finally hit
milestone.
it. All right,
There's
so-
also 7 of those too. So
my
there's also multiple
Okay, you need
ones.
to tell me why
of
we're
him.
talking about this fucking guy right now.
Here's
because
why. Here's
because
why.
he's incredible. Okay.
All right, hold on,
We
so-
haven't gotten to the part about why he is so incredible.
We have a confession to make. We're all going to start gaining weight mukbanging.
Brady was 400 pounds for free.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
This
He's a millionaire.
shit was fun, bro.
Right?
I did it as a poor man. If I was rich and fat,
Dude, it'd be over.
King Charles over there.
So now he's gotten to this point where he has doubled down so hard on his character, right? At first he was saying, I don't know why I'm gaining weight. It must just be water weight. Okay.
he did. No, he legit said that. He legit blamed water weight.
Now
on
it's his
gaining weight.
catchphrase. He sells T-shirts that say "It's just water weight" on it, and they're like
Dude, he's
4XL.
Oh
okay,
my
he
God.
is such a genius because what he does is he sits there. He uses food like a comedian uses cigarettes, right? He does it to drive home points. I saw him eat a McDonald's mukbang celebrating his 400-pound milestone or whatever, right? And this guy was using chicken nuggets and like delivering his points. He was just like, "How did I get to 400 pounds? How did I do it?" And you guys just sat there and watched me. It's all right though. It's genetic. And then he just keeps eating. And I was just like,
No,
oh my God. This guy is so good at entertaining. I'll sit there and watch a 45-minute video of him literally just like with the camera right under his belly, running around his house and his belly shaking. And he's
so energetic.
He's so energetic and he's so entertaining and he is such a train wreck.
Paris, call me next time you do this shit because I'm going to talk you off the fucking edge.
Dude, don't once you do
this guy's addicting, bro. It's like a train wreck.
You have no idea. Once you start watching it, and it's not just like him eating it, it's him. It's not the eating at all. It is him.
There's a video I have to talk about of his.
Okay.
It just,
sounds like you guys just love fat people.
I love this. This is my new favorite person
Do you
on
not
YouTube.
like fat people?
I love fat people, but I'm not going to watch them.
Why are you coming after us for liking
Sounds
fat
like
people?
a fat phobic
Yeah,
comment.
that one came up. I love full-figured people.
Because you know what I noticed? We weren't really friends when I was fat. We did become friends after I lost the weight.
That's a good point.
Suspicious.
That's a good point.
You barely talked to me in high school.
Well, you didn't start talking to me until I lost my hair.
Yeah, because I was like, there's another person out there like me. Big have something to relate and talk about. But I found out you're a fake bald person.
Right. Hunter was like, I can't relate to this fat fuck.
Yeah.
I glue back on.
Son of a bitch. So Nickacado Avocado recently, I'd say about a month or two ago, released this video, and it's one of his classic crying because he's fat and he lost his husband, and he's not vegan anymore, and yada yada yada. And he was sitting in his living room with every fast food I could possibly fucking think of off the top of my head laying in front of him, but the shit was old and moldy. So this motherfucker put some moldy McChicken, KFC chicken tenders, Taco Bell, everything in this blender and drank it. And I was weirdly starving when I watched it and grossed out at the same time.
Whoa.
Okay. If anyone needs an Adderall immediately, it's avocado.
I didn't realize he'd do stuff like that.
Bro, he's gone off the deep end. Look at him.
I know that he's self-destructive. I didn't realize he was that self-destructive.
Yeah, he's been very self-destructive.
Because okay, so and in the middle of the video that I watched, right, he was just what he did is he has this tray, and then he does a cut in his video. It's a very great cut where he just goes boom, and then food on the tray. It looks great because he's really good at orienting the food to make it look delicious, right? And then right after he did that, right, he started eating a little bit. He did this 3-minute interlude. It was the most demented thing I've ever seen in my life. It was him wearing his CPAP machine without a shirt, doing this dance. You know the dance I'm talking about? The dance is absolutely the most demented thing I've ever seen in my. It's literally just him on either side of the camera, just bending down and shaking his body. Right, he'll go on the other side, bend down, and just shake his body. And there's this one other move he does where it's just his back, and he's doing this little.
So this is a constant move the dance that he does a lot.
But you have to see him do it because it is so you're wondering what's going through his mind, right? And it's got to just be the most self-loathing, just hating, most deprecating thing you can imagine, because this guy clearly has no dignity at all and is sacrificing his body for this bit that he calls Nickacado Avocado. Dude. And I can't respect this motherfucker enough for that.
And it's funny because his husband got fat as fuck with him.
He did, and he's miserable.
Fat. He's miserable.
His husband comes out of the frame and just starts hitting him.
No, they do. It's domestic abuse, man.
It legitimately is.
God.
It's some worst train wreck that you've ever seen in your life. I was watching one right before we came here, and he was just shoving fries in his mouth. He's like, "This is America."
Yeah,
he's screaming at the camera.
If I open your phone and see a picture of Nickacado Avocado on your fucking screen, I'm going to throw it.
I love this man.
Look at him right there. Look how small he was on the right.
Yeah.
Him now. Butter believe it. That's a great fucking
right.
That is a good
That's
catchphrase.
a great. I'm using that.
Dude, I gotta say, man, the commitment to the bit is ridiculous. It's so there's so many layers to Nickacado Avocado, and he's just lost in the sauce.
He's better than most wrestlers.
Oh, that is an understatement, but a great one.
Yeah, he's definitely lost in some sauce.
Yeah.
I just gotta say, man, Brady, you were fat for free, and this man's a millionaire.
Yeah.
And we could all do it again.
It kind of pisses me off.
You could have been.
If I would have just recorded myself eating Little Caesars pizza without a shirt on.
Yeah, you could have been. You could have been Nickacado Avocado's
a pepperoni
arch
falls
nemesis.
my nipple, and I just don't even grab the pepper. I just eat it off the nipple.
Yeah.
You
could have done it.
I could have done that.
What was the story you one time said to where you were sitting there and they came in and you said on your chest you'd had a pizza or something like that?
Oh, it was a bag of crap.
You said you dumped it on your chest and you're just eating it off your chest.
Okay, what is this story? I've heard this story.
Yeah.
I need to hear this from the beginning.
Man, when I was fat, I did a lot of stupid shit with food. I loved food at the
Yeah,
time.
man, it's good stuff.
It's good stuff. I was like Nickacado Avocado, except without the cameras. Like, I was doing it to my friends. I wasn't doing it for millions of people. I was doing it for like 7.
Yeah,
So it was more personal.
yeah, exactly.
And man, there was one day my buddy walked in the door, and there I am just laying in my chair. I got a game changer. I got my bag of crazy bread right here, and I got a thing of garlic butter right here, and I'm just straight watching I think Umbrella Academy and just fucking chowing down. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "What the fuck does it look like?" I'm having fun. What are you doing?
I'm living the dream. What?
Yeah, man. And then like, I did a lot of stupid shit. One thing I did at work is I have an abundance of like just crackers at work. So I would crush up a bunch of them, put them in my pocket. And when I got hungry, because I was a manager, I was too busy to eat, I would take like 3 packs of crackers crumbled up and pour them down my throat. And just keep going. And like, I just did.
I bet your mouth was so dry when you talk to people. It was just like sawdust coming out. Like,
I'd be Brady, what?
I like the people getting that food was probably like, I love y'all's new cracker garnish on this. Are you guys crumbling stuff on the chili now?
I didn't know there was cracker crumbs on the sriracha wings. It's crazy. I got a lot more stories like that. I've done.
But I wanted to ask you about like, okay, so he is obviously at this point where he's just like, fuck it, like we're going, right? And he's like, and you said something interesting before where you're like, when you were 400 pounds, you're like, shit, closer to 600 than 200. Like,
well, dude, when you get that big, losing weight just seems impossible because the cravings, the what you're used to like, like when you're that big and you're used to eating shitty food every single fucking day, every single fucking meal, the thought of a salad.
yeah.
The fuck.
Wow.
It's a mental thing when you're fat, bro. Cause like, I remember being like, what would I even get at Kroger? What would I get at Kroger to go eat? Cause everyone, you hear the classic thing, you buy groceries, you save money, which is true, ain't false. But, it's like, I can go spend $10 at McDonald's, be good for the next few hours, or I can go to Kroger and then buy $30 worth of groceries that might not be healthy, might not, and then go.
And you have to prepare it.
I got to go prepare it. I'm just going to go to McDonald's because I'm fat and lazy. Yeah. And it's going to be ready like that.
I had somebody tell me before that like they would drink soda all the time. Like they were really fat because they were drinking soda.
I would drink stupid amounts of soda.
Yeah.
I would have to have a drink. I still do this, but with my Propel, thank God. I'm berry flavor today.
Stop it.
But don't stop Propel.
Stop.
This is Brady's signature move on the podcast to unscrew the Propel in between his legs and take a sip.
Even Jackie Daytona did it.
Yeah.
For some reason now I get bricked up when it happens. I don't know why.
You want to see me do it again?
Oh, dude, bitch would spit in it.
But I would have to have my favorite soda was a Coca-Cola. Bro, Coca-Cola is the greatest soda ever.
Dude, it is.
Oh, a nice cold Coca-Cola with a slice of pizza.
Is soda big in other countries?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, fuck yeah, it is, bro.
I didn't know if are ours just stupid unhealthy though.
Yeah, it's stupid.
They're all unhealthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
One can is like 80% of your daily value of sugar. It's stupid.
I had the big tall Red Bull the other day, and I couldn't figure out why I was feeling so good. And I realized that it was because I just drank 50 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
I was fucking on a sugar high.
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
and I got it home and I just punched my dog.
Like when you drink.
No, I'm just kidding.
Poor Teddy.
that way.
Poor Teddy.
Teddy's
good.
Teddy,
She's
don't
good.
That was
talk
a Red
about
Bull, not a
Teddy.
monster.
There we go.
But yeah, man, soda. What's funny is of everything I had to quit to lose weight, soda was the hardest.
I was going to say the guy that was telling me this was like, he would drink stuff and he'd be like, why would I drink anything that isn't flavored?
Yeah.
He's like, why would I drink water
Nestle,
when other
I hate
things?
water.
Yeah, like because like when you could have something that's flavored, and I was just like, that hurts me because I love water. I just I drink so much water.
I like water too, just flavored.
Yeah, right. I actually, me and my girl, we bought a bunch of Propel packets recently. You're not even kidding. We brought.
Hey,
That's going to be our first sponsor.
I drink a Propel every day
Propel.
now.
What's
just
funny
like
is one of
Brady.
our loyal listeners, you know who you are. They text me, where did you get pineapple Propel?
Really though, there's only kiwi strawberry, orange cranberry, and like raspberry lemonade in the packets.
Orange raspberry's fire.
Orange
Yeah,
raspberry is great.
oh.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if you subscribe for just $1 a month, we will let you know where all the Propel drops are. Yeah.
I'm gonna get a vending machine of just Propel waters.
Propel, let Suck and Static make a what's it called? A
commercial?
No, not commercial, but like a combo flavor. What's it called?
A collab?
A collab.
Yeah.
Stuck in peach.
Yeah.
Just static flavor.
Static flavor.
Stuck in Swiss. Do they make a Swiss cheese fucking Propel?
Yeah.
Why does this taste like salt and vinegar chips and bourbon? It's just an interesting combo.
Well, no, speaking about punching your dog, actually.
Great segue.
Do y'all know Steve Will Do It?
Unfortunately.
You know who
I
Steve Will
hate
Do
that
It?
guy.
Yeah.
He was on a podcast recently. and
He's the
there's
kind of
this-
jacked one that's friends with like fucking
The
like,
Nelk Boys.
Nelk Boys, yeah.
Okay.
And he does some like Mr. Beast type shit too, where he
Yeah,
just like
it's
throws
rich.
money at
Is he
people.
really that rich? He
Yeah.
looks
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean YouTube.
Yeah, it's from
YouTube money.
That's what we're trying to be.
Yes.
Bro, the second this
Right.
shit goes off the rails,
Right.
I'm getting dripped out.
Like and subscribe now. Anyways.
Right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear 10 chains every day.
We've all got to at least get one chain and wear it.
Eventually.
One chain.
You guys are oh, look at you. 2 chains. But no, Steve Will Do It was on a podcast and he was talking about his dog that just like is young and it's like humping everything. He comes home, there's just cum stains. It's everywhere, right? Because he's humping things and coming on things. And he's just like, yo.
The dog
like
or Steve Will
The
Do
dog.
It? Okay.
Yeah. Steve has some control.
Because I'd
assume.
imagine he comes on everything too.
He probably does.
He probably does.
Okay, but what his solution to this is to just kind of, put on some cartoons every now and then and sit with his dog and grab a glove and just jerk the dog off.
Nah.
And
No
that way,
fucking way.
that way, at least he can control where the cum goes, right? And
Yeah, go ahead and finish. Yeah, you started. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to see the climax of
he was
this.
so he was just
Avocado
saying,
and then this.
so he was just saying that it's
Where's
like
that cricket button?
and then,
Can you pull us up a video of Steve Will Do It jerking off his dog?
it's on his OnlyFans.
I'm curious now.
But no, he says that he jerks off his dog to but he also justified it because he was also imagine you're a horny little dog and your guy, your dude, comes home and just fucking puts on that glove and just knows he called himself the cool dad.
Rich people are crazy.
Compared
people
to
are crazy as fuck.
compared to his roommate Salim that doesn't jerk off the dog. The dog obviously likes Steve a lot more. And I just found that to be actually very honorable.
You know
right?
what? I
Because
can't-
it's your boy.
Hearing
That's your
your-
boy.
That's my
That's
boy.
your boy.
I don't know if honorable is the word I would choose.
What are you doing?
You're making a sacrifice.
Buddy, what are you doing? Are you a dry guy? No, dude.
Have I not been a good pet owner this whole time? Am I questioning my value?
But think about it. I was thinking about my dog, unfortunately, after that. I was like, are we missing a level of our relationship?
Yeah, that's
is there
bonding.
another level that we could take this to? I couldn't do it. I would never be able to
couldn't
do
do
that,
it.
right? And I'm like, man, Steve, you really got something else in you if you're willing to do that. Shout
How
out
big's
Steve
his
Will Do
dog's
It.
dick?
It doesn't have to be big or small.
It's a red rocket. Dude,
Well, here's my thing. I feel like
my cat probably wants me to jerk him off. I'm like, no, right? You're a bitch.
But my thing is, we can't really get too angry about that because we live in Kentucky. Remember that story I was telling you guys about the dude, where his job at that one horse stallion barn or the breeding
yeah.
barn is he has to insert the penis
here's
inside
a big
the.
difference. Horse semen is way more valuable than just jerking off your dog and control where it comes.
I was gonna say that's like $1 million
Yeah, it's $1
business.
million investment.
So guys, I think this was on when we were going up to Cincinnati. We talked about that with the dude who-
Breeding horses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With dogs?
No.
Whoa.
I'm down. But I was gonna say, I was thinking how funny, since you brought that up, how funny would that be? Like you guys were saying that, you get the new guy in the horse barn that's got to jerk off this horse, and it's like no. Like you guys were saying, it's like this. And you gotta,
The horse is pissed when there's a new guy. Right?
They don't jerk off the horse. They just hold the pocket pussy while the horse jerks.
They're
it.
just right there.
Okay, that brings up another issue is that there's definitely a golden doodle or a French bulldog somewhere that's getting jerked off, right?
No one's addressing
yeah.
that. No
They're-
one's addressing the dog's getting bestialized.
Right, because the horses have big cocks, and for some reason we're like, yeah, that's fine. But when the dog gets jerked off, that's an issue all of a sudden. But there's plenty of dogs getting jerked off.
Is there?
Yeah, dog semen is definitely valuable.
I don't know
because
if-
people breed dogs and
Bro,
sell
I'm a
them.
cat person. I don't know, man. Cats just hump everything.
That's what I'm saying.
I was gonna say, do you really have to force a dog to?
How else are you gonna get the cum?
Like maybe I think the word
gotta
you're looking
suck
for.
it out?
I think the word you're looking for is neutering.
That's snake venom.
Right? No, there's definitely dog getting jerked off.
I don't want to go to Japan
Besides
anymore.
Steve will do its dog.
Bro, you're selling people on being cat owners.
No, I'm not. I'm
when-
selling people on jerking off their dogs so they want to have a real relationship.
When cats are in heat, all they do is put their ass in the air. That's all cats do.
I'm just saying, dude, it's not just Steve will do its dog that's getting jerked off.
What is the what's Japanese for jerk off dog? Is there like an old like
I don't think there is in any language.
There's not a specific word.
Only in English can we say jerk off dog. There's.
I didn't know if there was like an old like I don't know story.
Are you getting racist?
No,
again?
I'm not getting racist, dude.
Is there a story of an old shogun who jerked off his dog for ultimate samurai dominance?
Ferris was just talking about jerking off, dude, and I just wanted to see if there was
There's
like
jerking off in Japan.
Samurais are all about discipline. You think they're gonna jerk off a dog? They're gonna be like, no.
He just wanted to know if it sounded cooler.
I swear to God.
That's all it was.
20% of Hunter's questions are just like, whatever happens in America. Does that happen in Japan too?
what's recycling?
Probably. I don't know. I guess.
Hunter doesn't
Like, what's
represent
mayonnaise
us.
in Japanese? Probably mayonnaise. I don't
These
know,
are
bro.
questions that the people want to know. Ferris.
Do you guys also dip your fries in ketchup? Or is that just like
This is ADHD.
What's the Japanese equivalent of mayo? Over
Yeah.
there? It's mayo.
Bless your heart, buddy.
Well, yeah. Let's get away from jerking off dogs. I think he's a cool guy for doing it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that he's reached a level on. Don't interrupt me. He's reached a level of relationship with his dog that most of us will never achieve.
What if it's a girl dog? Is it weird?
That's
No,
weird.
That's weird. That's weird.
Okay,
Because
so
that's
you're
too
not
much.
preventing it from getting cum anywhere. The guide dog is coming places. You at least have some justification. Like, I don't want him
Plus-
to come on my bed pillows. I want him to come in this glove.
So just so you guys know, when you do, if you ever use a black light in my room, my dog has cummed everywhere. Just want to go ahead and point that out there. Every piece of my clothing has.
How can we
It's
tell
dog
the difference
cum.
between dog cum and human cum?
You can't. That's why it's everywhere.
Bless Patricia's heart, man. For putting up with your ass. Your poor grandma.
I still. Do
She's
you guys,
such a sweetheart.
Do you guys ever have a parent walking in on you masturbating? Can you imagine if they walked in you jacking off a dog?
Oh God.
No, finish. What?
As long as it's a guy dog, girl dog would look weird.
That's what I'm saying, though. I feel like we're really picking sides here pretty hard.
We should get away from the girl dog as fast as possible.
Sorry.
Before we know it, my mind's going to go in the wrong direction.
I guess the girl dog's more for you.
I wasn't.
Thanks.
Do you think they do girl dogs in Japan?
So, climate activists
Oh, this
threw
is some dumbass
tomato
shit.
soup at Van Gogh's painting of sunflowers,
Which is worth $84 million. 84.2 to be
They
exact.
were wearing shirts that said "Stop, just stop
oil."
Yeah.
oil." So
So-
these people are really upset at Van Gogh for making oil paintings.
Was that the real Van Gogh?
That's the real
Yes.
Van Gogh sunflower. And not only this, not only did they throw soup on the fucking painting, they fucking glued themselves to the fucking goddamn
the
wall
wall.
under it. There's a certain group of people in this world that are dumb, and it's fucking protesters.
That's the far left. I don't know which one I hate
Look,
more, the far left or the
There's
far
some
right.
smart protest out there I support and good protest. But why the fuck we throwing tomato soup on a goddamn painting?
And
glue
what the
ourselves to the
fuck?
wall?
What the fuck does a painting of sunflowers have to do with oil? Please,
Yeah,
someone explain
Because
this.
I guess
to me.
because it's painted in oil.
It's an oil painting.
Yeah.
Who gives
But
a shit?
That's not
Yeah.
gonna make me not
we're not
wanna
burning.
collect-
We're not burning the painting and
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
up that atmosphere. Like,
I'm not gonna look at this
there
painting
are
and be
so
like,
many more ways you could protest.
You know
this
what?
Than this.
I'm gonna take this side on this one. I'm gonna.
I
Take
am too.
I'm gonna take.
100% on their side on this one.
So are we against them?
Yes. Yes.
All right, you
No,
guys
these
rebuttal.
two
We're
fucking
rebuttaling
idiots.
next.
Okay.
Rebuttal.
So, if you watch the video of this, right? They throw the oil on there. They frantically put some super glue on their hands and stick their hands to the wall. And the girl in the pink hair starts talking about climate activism, this or that. And you kind of like stop listening to them because of how crazy it is. Because you're just like, this is just a stunt, whatever. Okay, you look a little deeper into the organization. This is not the first time this has happened.
Didn't they?
This
Was
is
this
not.
the same
They did
one that
this,
went
a
to
few weeks ago.
Yeah, this is on. This is in France, right?
No, it's in
Yeah. Wow. Great
England
facts.
somewhere, I think.
Britain, yeah.
it's in Great
Westminster.
Britain.
Well, there was
I'm
one.
about to flick this at you. I'm sorry.
There was one. Well, the Mona Lisa was attacked a couple months ago
Oh
too.
yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot about that
but
one.
why is it always tomato soup?
Well,
Because
that's
it's
the thing.
easiest to clean.
It's not always tomato. There's another group of activists from the same organization that did this, but they just glued their hands by a painting and they like started talking. They were like, look, we as a generation don't feel like we have any other way to communicate this besides doing something like this. We have no options other to like stop the climate change. There's this specific oil deal happening in Britain that's going to make our futures worse and this and that. And like I listened to them and I was like, you know what? That's actually a very well articulated point about why you're doing this. But I don't care because there was no tomato soup involved. Right? When the tomato soup got involved,
That's what it got
all of a sudden
stupid.
I was like, God damn, they really mean what they're doing. Okay.
Can I give you my
kinda get it.
rebuttal?
Yeah, go for it.
Whenever I go to a fucking painting museum to see some paintings and I see two lesbians stuck to the fucking wall with soup all over
Now
a
that's
painting,
fucking art.
I'm not gonna go, man, those fossil fuels, bro. We gotta save those, man. Fuck, they got a point. That doesn't go through my mind going.
You start looking at the bottom of your cap. Is this recycling?
I'm over here going, how lesbian are they? You know, so like,
How stuck to the wall?
yeah,
right?
stuck to the wall. Or do you help?
You ladies want to get stuck in some static?
My first thought is not, man, we gotta save these fossil fuels, Dylan. Let's
No,
go
absolutely
fucking,
not.
That's why I think it's silly.
I think that midway through we realized that they have a SpaghettiOs deal, and
It was Campbell's.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was a good attempt.
But
It was a good attempt.
on another hand, I give zero fucks about Van Gogh sunflowers. I do not care about high art at all.
That's
Honestly, if you're
another
going to
thing.
ruin something that someone made casually 200 years ago that a few people see every now and then. And it's not like she did, what was it, Starry Night or something like that.
Oh,
like,
I would have fucked him up if it was Starry Night.
like-
yeah, don't you fuck with
Don't
Starry
you dare.
Night, dude.
Right. So like, I don't know. Like I get what they're doing. I think it's a stunt. I think it's more because people that do anything like this are doing it for attention. One.
Without a doubt.
And then two
Yes.
is their mission, whatever it is. But at the same time, here we are talking about it. And
They're not raiding a capital, which is nice. You know what I mean?
I-
They're not doing that.
I mean, like, what else? How are you just going to process climate change? Get a sign? No one's going to see that.
No one does that shit anymore.
No
And
one
if you
does
do
that.
that, most of the time you're just angry that you have to take another left and go down 75.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know what I
pretty
mean?
much.
What are you going to do? Blow up the World Trade Center? People
No.
did that.
Yeah.
Wasn't in the name of climate change.
What,
but we paid attention.
Did it ruin the photo? Did it ruin
No,
the painting?
they said there's
No.
only minor damages, and they already cleaned it off because the
Yeah.
painting
Oh,
already
then let
had
them after it,
the
dude.
painting already had a coat over it.
Like a
Yeah.
protective coat or something like that?
Yeah, it had a glass panel over the
glass
front of
panel.
it. Yeah.
So
man,
was there any damage done to it?
No, it
these-
says,
No.
it says there was minor damage to the frame.
Ah, let them fucking
the only
have it then,
damage is
dude.
these lesbians lost skin on their hands from the fucking Gorilla Glue.
God.
Sorry, I keep saying lesbians. 90% of processors are lesbians.
Oh, so we don't,
I said it.
wait, we don't know if they're actually lesbian? I was wondering why you kept saying
We're
lesbian.
assuming
Yeah.
hard. Yeah,
Can you
Brady.
please go up to the full picture of them and tell me what? Now, one is pink hair and short.
Well, I think they're just, I don't think they're standing.
One looks like she's only there because the other one ate her pussy real good.
Okay, there's going to be some cuts in this one.
I'll stick with what I said.
She was like, I'll come, but I'm not saying anything.
The one on
I'm
the
just
right,
gonna put
bro,
my hand on
the
here.
one on the right doesn't want to fucking be there. The one on the left, she's proud of that.
That was
shit.
her idea.
Oh yeah,
Do you
Oh,
think
the one on the right definitely said she'd come.
yeah. The one on the right definitely was like, "Fuck you, you hate me so." All right, let's do it. Fuck it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Honestly, like that
they
painting looks
definitely
kind of
masturbate
fire
their dogs
now.
for sure.
Oh, they definitely masturbate their dogs.
Yeah, but I would hang out with them. I wouldn't get drunk with them because that would be a conversation you did not want to have.
I'd hang out with these people. If you got enough balls to do that, I mean, that's like jackass for activists.
That's true.
Well, debatable.
Jackass Brad.
right?
I don't see them shitting in a Home Depot toilet.
Yeah.
The hand on there. Do we know the organization that they're part of?
Just stop oil.
Stop the oil.
Stop the. So there's something going on with like
So,
oil.
yeah.
like
Right now, UK is wanting to expand fossil fuel research and like open more pipelines and shit.
they're
Yeah,
late.
because
They're
they-
late to the game.
Yeah.
Very late. 'cause
Yeah.
They
Do they
were
know-
getting it from Russia. Now
Yeah.
they can. So
Do you know
it's
how
like,
expensive gas is right now? Get on this quicker.
yeah.
Okay, but so the last part of this article says Just Stop Oil has received widespread criticism from environmental groups and politicians from the opposition Labor Party.
Oh.
So like even the people that agree with what they
Here's the thing.
are trying to accomplish don't agree
Yeah,
with what
yeah.
they're
I do
doing.
think
Like,
I do think like these small organizations like this that have to do these bigger things to get known are sometimes the only way to do it. There are different ways, but like the ones that are going against them, you know how many of these like the EPA and other groups, environmental groups, are just so corrupt and just pocket so many money, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
true. Yeah.
It's like the ones that are saying we don't support this. Well, you also don't do shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. At least they're doing something about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's not the best way, I assume. But
I just miss old school protests where hippies would chain themselves to trees.
it's a similar
Yeah.
thing, right? They're
yeah,
trying-
you missed
it's-
that?
It's kind of like a self-harm kind of thing. This happened with the Minnesota Timberwolves last season. I don't know if you all remember that.
I remember this shit.
There are a lot of animal activists that glued themselves to the court.
Yeah.
because
What does Gorilla Glue come to such a big protest effect?
We've actually been on a shortage of Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, they're just fucking wild because glue themselves to shit.
God, that is not fun to get
there's
up
a lot
from
of
that.
corrupt rich people who got to glue people
Yeah,
to
man.
things to make them known.
That's the same people that ate fucking Tide Pods. Sorry.
God, those were fucking fire.
So I've said a lot of my own personal beliefs tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is one of those things that I think is actually kind of stuck because we are going to have to. This is climate change stuck. The way
This
they
is
did
stuck.
it,
Yeah.
static, of course, but
Yep.
like
Yeah.
climate change once again
Climate
comes up
change
on the
is real.
show. Yeah, and like
Yeah.
we have to acknowledge at least they're doing. I mean, they're not doing the wrong thing. I don't
No,
think
they're not
it's
the
just
wrong
like who
thing.
gives a fuck about Van Gogh's sunflowers? Like,
I don't give a fuck about any pain.
To be fair, until for everyone out there, like it's an amazing piece of art. You did not know that fucking thing existed until just now.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I
Buddy,
legitimately didn't.
If
Yeah.
I would have saw a painting of sunflowers on the wall, I would have instantly got Van Gogh did it again, man.
Honestly, I wish they would have done.
Look at this shit.
I'd be like, man, that person was real bored in their kitchen.
My
Yeah.
thing is, I wish they would have done it more on abstract art because then I thought that would have given their message more meaning, more abstract. I thought that would have been a cool. And also,
Yeah, sunflowers. It's a little weird because
Yeah.
like that's like nature.
Yeah.
You're kind of shitting
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
nature.
abstract
Yeah.
art that was just fucking stupid. So I think that would have been like it's a triangle, but it's a sad triangle. You know what I mean?
Those are real.
Upside
bro,
down?
You're more used to just being a square.
Oh.
I'm a rectangle.
Fuck the wrong button. Get with me, dog.
Didn't you have a post note for which button? was
I
which?
lost a post-it note. ADHD.
You left it here. You left it here. I put it.
It's
somewhere.
floating somewhere.
Because it was a post-it note.
Yeah.
Dude, I think I know the buttons better than you, and I've never touched that
The
thing.
upgraded board actually has little areas to where you can write on top of it.
Upgraded board. What'd you do to it?
No, I'm saying like there's the new model
Did
that
you
just came
fucking-
out.
Did you put a Hemi on it? How's it upgraded?
What are you talking about? I'm saying the upgraded board that has like not
version.
this one, the new.
You mean
yeah.
updated?
No, I would say an upgrade and update. Update, what I'd say would be more internal upgrade.
All right. So, anyways, next story.
Go fuck yourself, Brady. How about that?
I've got this new
right.
upgraded Roadcaster 4 here.
How far in are we right now?
We are. I tell you what, it would probably be a good time for a little break. We are hitting a delightful 120.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so 121 now.
3 more hours and it's 4:20.
Heyo.
But yeah, if everyone's down to do a quick break, we'll hop right back in.
All right, let's hit a quick break with a quick announcement from our sponsors.
Alrighty, guys, we are right back from that break. By the way, guys, I want to let you know, I hope you guys are taking a good look at this freaking wall we got behind us right now.
Yeah.
It's looking pretty mean and lean. We no longer look like we're coming from you from a state mental institution.
This
So-
is true, yeah. Brady
They finally let us out.
yeah. But yeah, it's awesome. We got our podcast award for being the best podcast 4 years running. We've only been
Whoop, whoop.
here for I think a year, so it's pretty.
Yeah.
4
6
months.
weeks.
Yeah, that's a pretty impressive award to get.
Yeah, absolutely. Now it just has Dylan's name on it, but you don't have
But there's
to
a microphone on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it has to be in podcast.
Yep, and Dylan actually won that from his years of sexual misconduct, but actually got out of it. So I don't
God
know
for
what
it.
joke that was, but
Thank God for a good lawyer.
yeah, we got the wall up now. And,
On the left, everyone remembers the Kentucky LSU game when we beat them in quadruple
whoop.
overtime, October 2007. Hunter doesn't remember it, but we all do.
what's that quadruple overtime?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You remember this game?
I thought that was a type of labor.
Okay, shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. That's a big picture for Kentucky.
That's one of
fans.
those. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Dylan, you want to tell us?
think
who
that was
is
our
on the other side?
That is the Red Rocket Andy, the Red
Rifle.
Rifle Andy Dog.
Are you still on jerking off dogs?
We're still
thinking about that?
that conversation got me so fucked up. I can't
Dylan's been
focus.
like, Dylan's been like,
You ain't gotta call me out like
you
that.
keep jerking off a cat, so you jerking off a dog.
But yeah,
Anyway, that is a signed picture of the red rifle.
Andy Dalton. He had a good career in Cincy. People hate on him.
Does he still play?
He's the
he's-
starting quarterback for the Saints right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we just beat him this week.
Wow.
What's funny is our first time beating him since he left because he beat us with the Cowboys and
And the
Bears.
Bears last year.
God, the burst.
All right, and then next to that, what we got, Dylan?
That is painting by actually one of our loyal listeners, Mr. Yo Diaz. So
Looking at you, yo.
shout
Way
out
to go,
you,
yo.
Yo looks like Drake from the side.
Oh, dude,
does,
doesn't he?
I said
The first time I saw Yo, I was like talking to her or something. Wait, it was that first night that we were hanging out at Danny's house.
Oh, yeah,
I remember
yeah.
I was just mid conversation and Yo's like profile was in my peripheral vision, which is rare. But like I was just like, dude, you look like Drake from this
does
side.
look like
Yeah,
Drake.
he really does.
Dude, if I wish I had his hair and beard.
It's the
He's got a great
I-
beard.
if
He
you,
does got a
if you
great
took
beard.
if you took the right picture of Yo and put him in the Nothing Was the Same album cover,
Yeah,
with
exactly.
his head
That's what I
disguised.
thought.
Yeah, that's exactly.
dude, I said that he looks like a Florida Fort Myers Drake.
yeah.
Remember when he came to Top Golf? He was just dressed out like he's got his like Callaway hat, right,
Dude, I
polo
asked-
tucked into his khakis.
I asked him, he said, fuck it, I want to go all out.
Yeah. Never
respect
golfed a day in his life, right?
But damn it, he looked damn good.
he
Yeah.
said he was
Yeah.
walking into Top Golf and like some guy just looked at him and was like,
You know what you're doing.
I see,
Dylan,
yeah.
you should write your own clubs. That's all a lot of people with their own clubs.
I thought about it. I'm not gonna lie. I
should've
thought
been
about
that
bringing
guy.
my own clubs,
Yeah.
but it just feels like a kind of a dick move.
No, that's just called golfing. Joking. Joking.
You know, well they
There's a button for that, right?
I'm coming for it.
I got Hunter's like on the button.
well, you know they say that you can only be good at either sex or golf. So
Wait, who?
well,
Fuck, we're not good at either of those.
Who's saying this? I feel like that's a Dylan quote.
no,
I'm good at both.
that's a whole trend on that.
the quote
All
is-
these golf pages posted all the time. It cracks me
I
up.
think the quote is you're either good at golf, sex, or disc golf.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
There you
right.
go.
Personally, I'm good at disc golf.
But yeah, we got this brand new wall. Thanks for you guys for putting this up. Looks great, man.
Yeah, Brady put this all up.
Brady didn't do all of it.
And if you guys want to send us any more stuff to put on the wall, send it to our PO box.
Me and Dylan did it together, and then Hunter, I blame Hunter for the crookedness.
What?
Of
You acted like you had it all figured out when you were putting that shit up there.
Yeah, I mean, he had a level out and everything. I
For
mean,
what? The level did a lot of fucking work. Didn't they? We brought it out.
This is hilarious. Now that I look at it, these are all paintings with like some hook in the back. This is two little it's like a
Let's
little
hold it up.
wedge. Just for the
and I
thing
nailed them
itself.
too close together, so there's no like positioning. Just there.
He went straight middle on it, and I was
I
like,
went
I'm
straight
confused
middle.
on what we're.
Why didn't you say something? Then that's why it's your fault.
I mean, because I was holding the fucking goddamn balancer or whatever it's called.
You're a lumber salesman now. I should have been cake for you.
I did that for 6 hours. I had a guy ask me what a 2x4 was treated, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're asking me right now. Yeah. But yeah, housekeeping wise, how's everyone doing?
Well,
You
we
know?
still have a whole other wall over here we need to fill. So if anybody wants to, like, subscribe, send us some money, do whatever you need to
Y'all
do.
can
gotta get a
donate.
PO box.
Y'all could donate portraits.
We'll,
You know, that's
we'll
cool.
put Dylan's address on this podcast.
yeah,
You're
there we
sitting
go.
here. You
There we go.
yourself come here.
I've only,
come on
had,
the podcast.
I've only had like 3 packages stolen off the porch already anyway.
Yeah,
so,
right.
You know, what's one more?
Come get stuck.
Yeah, come get stuck in the PO box.
While your package gets lost in the static.
That's what I do with all of my bills.
Whoops.
Well, Brady has 3 different places his bills go to. So,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We don't need to talk about my theories with the government.
So let me tell you. So I was setting up my routing. And
You watch InfoWars, bro?
I don't like the government or trust them. I don't. I do certain things.
There you
that
go.
I think
You're
makes
okay.
sense in my head.
Stop acting like you're a hard ass. So,
I just won't finish it.
but I was gonna
You're
say,
gonna bring up something that big and not let me finish it.
no, please finish it, Brady. What do you have?
Well, it's too late now. I forgot what I was gonna say.
I took that away from you.
You did take it away from me.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I have multiple mailing addresses, so they can't find me.
That was tight. That was tight.
I felt like that
That
was.
was tight and in the other room.
That was
so
dedicated
quiet.
to our loyal subscriber, Lexi Fahey. You're amazing.
Thanks, Lexi.
Thanks, Lexi.
Thanks, Alex.
Shout out.
Thank you.
Some analytics for you. We're up 14 followers on Instagram. We're up 10 subscribers on YouTube. and we're up 6 hours of watch time on YouTube. So
Yeah, man, we're popular
we're
now.
like, yeah, before you know it.
We appreciate you guys.
We
Keep
appreciate
spreading
you
the
guys.
love.
I hope
can't-
you all like the reels. I work hard on those.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Paris
Yeah.
doing a fantastic job
Paris
doing
is
that
killing
shit.
it, guys.
I'm
Paris,
trying to make them funny.
Please.
It's not that hard actually because we're all kind of funny.
Yeah.
It turns out we're all kind of funny. Yeah.
a little bit funny
Yeah.
looking.
Well, yeah, that's mostly what it
Funny
is.
looking.
The Jackie Daytona one was really easy because just fucking endless content right there.
I hate that fucking guy,
Yeah.
man. Can we please not have him back on?
I'm
here?
sorry. Yeah. Okay. We won't talk about it.
Oh man, I thought he was coming back on next week.
But anyways, let's
Next
say-
week he's coming back.
Is he next week? I'm not ready, dude. We got to prepare for that.
All right.
Yeah.
He'll do.
There's
it
an
next
Adderall
week.
shortage. We're not ready for that.
Let me tell you one thing about Jackie D. He don't believe in Adderall. he,
Doesn't exist.
it doesn't exist. A pill to make you think. Are you stupid?
Well, watch me.
His,
Done.
his Jackie's alternative his alternative ego is, am I saying that right? Alternate ego.
Alternate ego.
Alternate ego is
He's not a song genre. His alternative ego.
is Zano Man because he likes some Zans, baby.
No, he doesn't.
I thought
You
that was
said
good.
Xano.
Yeah.
Zano
what?
Man.
Yeah, Zen?
Zans.
Does Xanax?
He only does Zins because he can't smoke cigarettes inside.
No, I'm not. I thought Zans. Does he not do Zans?
Absolutely not.
No, dude, he does ketamine.
Do you think he's a fucking drug addict?
I don't know, but he seems like he likes to relax and kill gators on Xanax. I don't know. It seems like a
kicked out
profile.
the
You ever
96
done a
break.
Xanax? It feels like an elephant sitting on your fucking chest.
Not to Jackie,
Ain't
wouldn't.
nobody killing gators on a fucking Xanax, bro.
Well, there's only two people that can tame gators or sharks. And fuck, I fucked this up.
One's
Guys, I
dead.
really want to be part of the podcast.
Didn't you start it?
You asked us to.
You tricked me into doing it. You're like, hey, we're gonna hey, take this microphone and talk. We'll talk about wrestling, Brady. And we never talked about wrestling.
guys,
Look where we are
listen,
now. Now
listen.
we're talking about jerking off dogs.
Yeah.
We've come a long way.
I would rather talk about half naked dudes grabbing each other than talk about jerking off dogs.
Well, I'm pretty sure as the list goes for most conversation topics, it's usually probably jerk off dog, wrestling, and then Brett Favre. We have a nice category.
Dude, Brett Favre's a man amongst men.
Yeah, he's just straight up like,
Can
didn't
we
happen.
get a Brett Favre?
he just straight up like, no.
we
I'm
need to
just
get a
saying,
Brett
no, it
Favre
didn't
one for the
happen.
wall.
The story just disappeared.
Let's get a fat head Brett Favre.
Yeah.
It's a giant monument to Brett
But I
Favre.
want Vikings Brett Favre. 'Cause that's when he started showing his dick to people. That's
when the
he got
CTE
weird.
kicked in.
Yeah, that's when he,
Yeah.
that's when he was like, hey, look at this.
Wrangler.
Maybe if I Google pictures of big dicks and send it to her, she won't say nothing.
His excuse was to, well, you shouldn't have reporters that pretty.
I think that was Jackie D.
Dude,
Jackie Daytona and Brett Favre would party hard together,
yeah,
bro.
Dude, I wish I could have been there during the the late 90s, early 2000s NASCAR saga with some of those characters on there, bro.
Dale Earnhardt.
God damn, raise hell, praise Dale, baby.
You don't even know fucking sports, and you're gonna say raise hell, praise Dale.
Dude, it's everyone knows that, bro.
You don't even know what a penalty is in football.
What's a penalty in NASCAR?
Checkmate. Checkmate.
If you take a right turn instead of a left. Illegal right turn's a penalty like a motherfucker.
Give you that one. That was pretty good. That was
All
pretty
right.
good.
Well, once again, we hope you all enjoy the new set. Looking a little better. Repping Kentucky. And Dylan, we got some Kentucky news for you.
Yep.
Yeah. Big win this weekend against Mississippi
Hell
State to
yeah.
start us out.
Oh, you were there, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. It was
so-
a great atmosphere.
I know I asked you about this earlier, but so Will Levis goes out middle of the third quarter. We thought he
I
separated
thought he
his
broke
shoulder.
his thumb. I thought he broke his
No,
thumb.
I think he did separate his shoulder.
Yeah.
But he said, fuck it, left shoulder, not my throwing shoulder.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
That was right after Dylan too. Like we were like, let him throw that fucking cannon of an arm he has. The minute he threw that, he got it. And Dylan was like, that's what I like to see. And then we look over to the left, and he's down on the ground. And he's like,
Oh, you were there
"Fuck."
too?
Yeah.
Oh shit! That
Yeah.
was a great. That play, first of all, was phenomenal. But
Yeah.
he gets injured on it. I just want to hear about what was the atmosphere like at that play, and then right after you realized he was injured.
panic mode,
Right.
Because everybody had just went nuts. Everybody was thinking great play, and then you just turn and look, and everything you could hear a pin drop in that place.
I heard
went
the silence
It
through
went
the
from
TV.
deafening noise to deafening silence like that. Like it was insane.
Yeah. And then, and that's our star quarterback. That's
Yeah.
our first round pick quarterback.
Yeah,
who,
he's
like,
the
gets
reason we
injured.
lost to
South Carolina.
And Ole Miss because he fumbled twice.
Oh,
Dumbass.
yeah, that
But
was
yeah,
not-
South Carolina, he was out.
I was going to say, though, what I loved about it more than anything was that I went in there and I sat. Where are they from? Those guys from that Cole. It was it Cole County? The guys that were sitting next to me. It was that small county out by Middlesboro.
Bell County.
Bell County. And it was his father. It was his
The new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a grandfather, father, and his son. They're all out there. And it was just really cool. I was just sitting next to him. My spot, it was so tight in that area. I just sat on the outside and I was like, fuck it. And they're like, yeah, man, sit on over here. And we're all just sitting there. And he's like, hey, man, you want a pinch? And I threw in some skull with him. We're sitting there, spinning out. And then, dude, if there's anything I love, it's that.
I can just see you being like, where's his end?
Dude, I was
I
sitting
can
there.
swallow this, right?
Yeah.
That's all off my head. You were like, we need a skull. Awesome.
Right. This tastes great.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there with him, and you guys were like, you were in my head about how I bullshit, but I'm good at bullshit.
Oh, bro.
My thing is when I start getting a little drunk, I put a little accent on it, and then I'm just like, they're like, yeah, that's a really good point. And I'm like, here, man, here's the thing about Levis. If he's gonna throw, he needs to throw, and if he's not, then he needs to get the fuck out. And they're like, that's a good fucking point, man.
So, I think you can say that about every quarterback in football history.
No, but they're all like, hey, man, like they're gonna give me a pat. I'm like, dude, they said all no shit about sports. I'm killing this shit, dude.
Hunter got that pat. He was like, I did it. Got it.
I was
You know,
just.
he wanted to instantly face all of us. God, someone believe me.
I was like, here's my thing, man. Why they keep playing zone? Let's play the man. And he's like, yeah, buddy.
Hunter.
Yeah, buddy.
Hunter was waiting on the one of us. One of us.
Like at first, I thought they were gonna like pick me up and be like, be a part of our family.
I swear,
Bless your heart, buddy.
Hunter like puts no effort into actually learning football. He just knows how to like, all right, what are the two things I can talk about at every position?
ISO.
to get me in.
ISO. Stop playing ice, dude. At one point, I was so embarrassed because Dylan was right there, and I thought we had gotten the foul, but they had gotten the flag, and I went, man, that's some fucking bullshit. And then
Hunter,
everyone
Hunter,
turns around, and
I was like, Hunter, it was on him.
yeah,
He
yeah.
goes, oh, good call, good call.
I can see you wearing your Cowboys jersey to you, KJ.
Oh, dude, I was almost too
plain
blued
as
out.
day.
Like I had the tax Slayer bowl on my like wearing a cap, and people were like, that was a hell of a game, man. I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, it was, dude.
Why do you think about the hat?
Dude, y'all, did you ever see that LSU game back in the day? That shit was wild, brother.
Don't start now. You're too late to it.
But shout out to Jacob Hyde if you ever do listen, man. Thank you for helping me out with that ticket. It was a fun time. Great tailgate.
Shout out
absolutely.
Jake White. I like Jake White.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so what was it like? So obviously our star quarterback leaves the game for a second, but then he comes back. I want to know what it was like when you all saw him coming back onto the field.
Oh, it's crazy.
Because that had to have been like just so.
Complete elation.
Because
Just-
I remember seeing what's his name, Kaya, whatever, out
Kai
there,
Sharon, yeah.
and I was just like, get this kid out of there.
We
He-
we
he-
lose instantly.
He rolled out and threw one pass. This dude can't throw.
No.
He cannot throw the ball at all. I'm sorry, Kaya. You're a pretty boy. Like, you got the pretty quarterback look going for you. You got to throw the ball better, man. I don't know what to say. But I can't imagine what that place was like when Levis got back in there, because he came back in, didn't throw the ball at all, handed it off completely. You could see his left shoulder.
We got
Yeah.
Chris Rodriguez back, so keep handing it off.
Just kept handing it off.
Dude,
9
give
times.
him that the ball all the time. That dude's a fucking animal.
He's an
bro.
absolute
Chris
truck.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
He's the best
Yeah.
running back in the SEC.
Oh,
Is he
easily.
really right
Yeah.
I think he is.
Easily.
Just runs through.
Like, no, one person cannot tackle him. They need at least 4 people, and he still won't go to the ground.
He reminds me of Raphael Little. Y'all remember him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Mr.
yeah, yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Bobby. You know who Raphael Little is.
He also thought this was Randall Cobb, so
Right.
He said, damn, Randall Cobb actually did that to LSU?
There was some
Sorry.
There was some
Interject.
stat that was like Chris Rodriguez is like number 2 in rushing touchdowns at like 26 or 27 or something, and Benny Snell has like 45.
Yeah.
Right. And like Benny Snell left after his junior year. So it's like
it puts into
man,
perspective how good Benny was.
Snell
here.
was amazing for our program, but Chris Rodriguez is absolutely crushing it.
Yeah.
Best run
And-
back in the SEC.
And we can
Quote me on
literally, our quarterback gets injured, hand it off to him 9 times, and then wait for the strike for Levis, and just like he throws a touchdown in there.
Yeah.
Bro, it's beautiful. And then his post game interview, Will Levis's post game interview where they asked him about his injuries. They were like, "Oh, you have turf toe, like you hurt your hand, now your shoulder." It's like, what's going on? He's like, man, he had a great, like, phenomenal professional quarterback take on this. He was like, "It's the SEC, man. Everyone's banged up like me. Everyone on this team, everyone else in the SEC is at least banged up as much as I am." So I went in there. Yeah, I got hurt, but they looked at it. There was nothing, no structural damage. They gave me the magic shot, and I came back out there. And I was like, "They did what now?" They did what now? Will Levis was high as fuck for that second half, bro. He's unconscious, absolutely unconscious. And
what is that? What is that shot? Is it Toradol? Is that what it is?
I don't know if that's legal anymore. I thought they stopped doing that.
Dude, give me some Toradol.
But maybe they still do.
I
it.
get injured every play.
I mean, I know it's some kind of pain relieving shot that they are still allowed to.
Is it a cortisol shot? Is that what it is?
I think that's what it is.
No. Cortisol is a stress hormone. You don't want that. Cortisone, maybe.
Cortisone.
No, cortisol.
Right. Stress yourself out. I got an exam.
Yeah. Right. He's throwing that football like this psych test is gonna suck.
Right. It's like, damn, algebra 2 homework. That's right.
Yeah.
Touchdown. All right.
Can I say something controversial about Will Levis?
Here we go.
Yeah.
I don't trust him.
Why?
He creams his coffee with mayonnaise.
Okay, whatever. We're off that.
Are you? If anything, you guys should get along because you don't trust doctors and you only drink Propel with no water.
I think that was just for a meme more than anything. Like I think he's very.
That's not something you joke about. What's funny about putting mayonnaise in coffee?
He did the same shit with eating the banana pill. Like I think he just
the dude's weird.
Anything that's going to get him attention, I think he just does.
Do you know how many times he's been hit in the head?
Will Levis can jerk off his dog. I don't care what he
Dude,
does.
he's got CTE already in college. He's fucking eating banana pills and drinking mayonnaise.
He's a Kentucky hero at this point. Okay?
I think
he can do whatever he wants.
That's the scariest part, man. If he walks into if he walks into any restaurant, here's a free meal. Motherfucker's putting mayonnaise in his coffee, man.
Right.
If anything,
coffee, like, you got any Hellmann's for this?
If anything, as a white dude, I felt like that was just going to blow us up with jokks. These fucking white people eating mayonnaise in their fucking
He's wise.
coffee.
I could see him eating ordering a baked potato and only eating the skin of it. It's salt.
You know who else has mayonnaise in their coffee? Zach.
Zach.
Zach, I fucking love you. Just say it back.
The man over here.
Doesn't count. Doesn't count.
All right, so there's some more UK news in terms of basketball.
Yeah.
Now. Some
yeah.
pretty
Dylan,
big
tell us
stuff.
about it, man.
Kentucky is about to restart the rivalry with Indiana. It looks like,
So
which would
excited.
be
Fuck
a
Indiana.
huge thing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
can you break this down for someone who doesn't know?
So Kentucky and Indiana has been one of the biggest college basketball rivalries. Both are huge powerhouse names in the
Fuck
college
Indiana.
basketball realm. Like
Fuck them.
I think they're both top. I know they're both top 7. I'm pretty sure they're both top 5 in the all-time wins list. And so
wow.
it's a huge rivalry.
Fuck the Hoosiers.
It's
It's a shitty movie.
your border states. Your border states, and so it just makes sense for the rivalry to continue. But there was some bad blood with Coach Cal and one of the old coaches.
Yeah,
at
so
Indiana,
why did
and
it stop at the first place?
What was the guy's name? Tom Crean, when he was at Indiana, just pissed off Cal one too many
Cal a
times.
coach over there
Fuck
or
Tom
something?
Crean.
Or?
No, but
Coach Cal.
Coach Cal just like we almost do them a favor by playing them because that's going to be their biggest game every year.
Bunch
You're
of
gonna
revenue
make a
coming
shit ton of money off
Yeah.
of it. A lot of the times the game would be played in Indianapolis on a neutral site, so you split the profits. You're selling a shit ton of tickets, and Tom Crean was just very unappreciative of what that rivalry did for their program, and so Cal just eventually got sick of it and was like, "No, we're not doing this. We're not coming to your little ass venue. You're like, we're not doing things your way. Either you agree to our terms or we're done." And it fell
So
apart.
what made him agree to the terms? Why are we back now?
That I don't know. I don't know what changed.
Right.
I mean, I know there's a new coaching staff at Indiana that I'm sure that played a big part of it.
Right,
but
right.
other than that, I'm not sure why now is being chose as the time to bring it back.
Do you guys remember when Indiana hit that game winner to beat Kentucky and we had Anthony Davis?
That's the last year we played them in the
I know.
regular
That
season.
was the last time because then we played them in the playoffs and beat their ass.
Yeah.
'cause
Really?
fuck
That was the
Indiana.
last time?
Yeah.
With Anthony Davis?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2012. So it's been
Because they beat us in the
10
regular
years?
season with that
That's-
bullshit game winner where they cheated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
They didn't cheat.
oh, they beat us. They definitely did. We had Anthony Davis.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
cheat if you're going to beat Anthony
Yeah,
Davis.
that's what I'm
College.
saying. Anyway, those are one. No, they also lost the SEC championship that year. Anyways,
Vandy.
then we go to the playoffs. Fuck Vanderbilt too. What's That's the douchiest school I can think of.
But
Anyways,
did you know that Kentucky basketball has never won the SEC championship and the national championship in the same year?
was good.
So it was almost like a blessing. It was like,
Interesting.
get that loss out of the way. Let's go. We're ready now.
Every time we win the SEC championship, we go into the tournament big headed.
Yeah, and
But
then
when we
get
lose
beat in the
it,
second round
we
by
go
Kansas
in,
State.
Yeah, because when we played Indiana in the tournament, we fucking came at
Yeah.
them like a bat out of hell,
Yep.
fucking ready.
I'm always down with the geographical rivals, right? If they're a
Yes,
neighboring
without a
state,
doubt.
like we should be throwing that smoke at them. West
Yeah.
Virginia should be getting it. Ohio school should be getting it. Cincinnati, Ohio State,
And Louisville, fuck
and Louisville
They deserve
especially.
the heat.
For sure, absolutely. And then Tennessee gets it,
Oh,
right?
Tennessee can
Yeah.
suck a fat
And then now
dick.
Indiana, right?
Yeah.
It only makes sense that we're like beefing with our neighbors. 'Cause
Yeah.
like, yeah, fuck that.
I beef with my neighbors all the time.
It's how so?
How so?
Just I let my dog shit anywhere. Sorry, go ahead.
Poor Teddy. Fuck
Okay.
Indiana. Fuck Tennessee. Fuck Louisville. They shouldn't be even in Kentucky. They're fucking nasty. And yeah, fucking
They low down.
UK all day, baby.
UK
so this is
all
gonna
day
be
is
a
what I'm
big.
trying to say.
So they're gonna play this season.
Yeah. Or no, I think it
Next
starts
season?
next year. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
Next year. But they're trying to agree to a 5-year deal where it would be a home and home, and then one in Indy, one in Louisville, and I don't think the fifth site's been announced yet.
Okay.
But so they
Interesting.
would play at the Pacers Arena in Indy, and then they would play at not at Freedom Hall, at the Yum Center. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say fuck Florida yet?
No, but
Fuck Florida.
forever.
Oh yeah,
Fuck
that too. Fuck, they're not neighboring, but fuck them.
So what do you think about what do you guys think about the next couple games for UK football? What do you think about this Tennessee?
Well, we're not
coming
going to beat
up?
Georgia.
First of all,
Tennessee looked
First of all, yeah,
unreal.
let's talk about Tennessee first.
That
'cause
was wild.
That game
That
was,
was, yeah.
wild.
Yeah, that the game-winning field goal, which I'm pretty sure was slightly blocked.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
somebody got a
It had to be.
fingernail
It
on
had
that
to be
because
because
it was turning horizontally.
Yeah, you
as they
can't
went
kick
into
a
the
football
upright.
and it do
Talk
that.
about
No.
a pin drop in a stadium with that one, bro.
I
Yeah.
wish Tennessee would have lost.
Okay, so you telling
I
me
kind of do too.
No,
honestly.
See, I don't, and here's the only reason why. I hate Tennessee as much as anyone.
but fuck Bama.
When you've seen one team dominate a sport
Yep.
for so long, it's like,
I
dude,
agree.
get them the
Yeah.
fuck out of here. Like, let's have some parity. Like,
My loyalty knows no measures. Fuck Tennessee.
I feel that.
Yeah, I feel that as well.
I was just so impressed because it seems like I don't know. Do they have a new coach going on with them? Because
Yeah.
what has he done over there?
Heupel. Yeah.
It's incredible. Like I was just
He's
blown.
changed the program, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's insane because Knoxville too has like one of the loudest stadiums like in the country, and I'm glad
Yeah.
they're bringing that back. Like I think that would be great to have talk about bordering competition
When we
or
play
rivalries like
Tennessee,
that.
is it in Tennessee or here?
It's in
That's
Tennessee,
Tennessee, yeah.
so that's gonna be.
Is that our
That's
next
what
game?
sucks. At Neyland. Yeah, because we got a bye
week?
this coming week, and then them.
It's gonna be such a good game.
this is the
It's gonna be
bye
such
week.
a good game because we're gonna
give-
recover a little bit.
Give White two weeks to game plan for that offense.
Yeah,
They're gonna
I'm
come ready to
excited.
play.
Exciting. That's
They're gonna
exciting.
come ready to play.
yeah.
I feel like we kind of do better on the road too, honestly. A little bit.
Yeah.
Like
We definitely seem to get off to better starts on the road. I
Well,
don't know why that is.
I was talking to the guys next to me that game, and they made the comparison. It's like it's so funny because our football team acts like our people in Kentucky. We let ourselves get beaten and battered for the first couple years, and then we decided then give a shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
like that's it. It's every time I've seen the game there, it's like the second half we come out a completely different fucking
Yeah.
team, and that's in any sport. I feel like that's any sport we do at UK.
What's the point of halftime?
Yeah. What's the point of halftime?
No, I said that's the point of halftime.
I was like to go in there and who dey? It's just sports.
Sports ball. With
no
Hunter.
game plan adjustments, no strategy, just who dey.
God love you, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Bless your little heart.
It's cute.
You're the cutest little thing.
It's cute.
See,
Hunter
you talk about
just-
sports.
Hunter just wants the all-time win one for the Gipper speech at every
He does,
halftime. Like,
Dude, I just only want to put you in my pocket when you talk about sports because it's the cutest thing.
I only go to the games to eventually just get on the big screen.
Yeah,
don't even get on that.
he's there for fame.
Stuck and static.
Even the camper guys are going, that guy does not know sports.
I've been trying to work in. I have a podcast so many times at these things, and it's getting easier and easier. Yeah, I really think they should really work on that 3-2 offense. We talk about it on Stuck and Static.
Have you ever wondered why your dad doesn't love you?
Hilarious. That's amazing. 3-2.
3-2 offense.
That math is not mathing.
Tony would be a game changer.
Always in a dime. Right?
Switch to man-to-man. Switch to man-to-man.
Good shit.
Man-to-man offense.
Well, damn. Is that all the topics we have this week?
I think it is, guys.
It's a pretty solid week of topics this week.
Yeah.
All
It was
a good week of
right.
topics.
Let's see. Well, okay, so Alex Jones, we said static, right?
Static.
Yeah.
Okay, climate activists. We're stuck with climate change.
We're
static
stuck.
with lesbians. Okay.
I don't know. We should say static with lesbians.
Oh, we're so we got dicks. We're static with
Brady
lesbians.
static with lesbian. All right, Adderall shortage static until about January. All right,
Yeah, until about January.
Then
it's
we're
stuck.
good. What else did we hit today? Oh, Nickacado Avocado stuck
Oh,
till he
he's stuck
dies
as
of a heart
fuck.
attack live
Yeah.
streaming.
Oh,
We're
he's-
all big Nickacado
gonna happen.
avocado fans here. Also tuned in.
I will say this is the last chance you have to get on the Nickacado avocado train because he's gonna die eventually.
I give him 3 more years tops.
Well,
3 years.
3
I
years.
mean,
That's
even the
pretty
article,
generous.
even the article we
That's
pulled
very
up
generous.
was from July, and it was like,
Is he dead?
is he dead? Yeah. So
Everyone's worried.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Avocado,
Netflix
avocado.
will make a fucking special about it.
if he goes 8 days without posting, people are just like, heart attack. It's
Probably
gotta be.
dead.
It's gotta be heart attack.
Nick, if you can hear us, get help.
Or don't. You're fucking
Or
hilarious, bro.
Or start eating avocados because it's your
Yeah,
fucking
right.
goddamn name.
I think eventually he'll stop this. Like, I think he's on a level of like self-understanding of what he's doing that I think if he stopped that and got healthy and got skinny again, I wouldn't be that
You know what
surprised.
it's going to take for all of us to quit watching them?
Paris isn't.
I can't do that.
I
can't.
Parents
It's
ain't
so
gonna do that
good.
shit, bro.
I'm invested.
It's so good. All right, what other topic did we have?
Steve will do it, jerked his dog off.
Steve will do it,
That's
jerk his
stuck,
dog off.
because that's never going to leave my brain.
We're never gonna leave that. That'll be a recurring theme on this podcast. Did we have any other
Some
topics?
more Kentucky,
VCA
some more
smoke,
Kentucky
killed Queen.
sports, but
Did you-
that's
Stuck.
Oh, election.
Oh,
Yeah,
election.
Election.
Watch out.
It's going to be November 8th, so make sure.
Stuck. That's a big election.
Actually,
Balanced rights.
I was gonna not tangent necessarily, but if you have student loans, so the application to get your student loans relieved is up now.
I got that right here. The
Yeah.
Biden administration launched a new beta version of the student loan forgiveness application on Friday.
So you can go
You
and fill out that
college
application with debt. Look at us.
Debt must be fun.
You just fill out your name and info, and like it takes a minute, and then they'll send you an email if they need you more information. But if you have up to $10,000 to $20,000, if you got a Pell Grant and you're eligible, you can get your student loans paid off. We'll maybe link something to that. Yeah, actually, we will link that in there. That's very important.
On the
Get it
website,
done.
it says we're accepting applications to help us refine our process ahead of the official form of launch. So this is not.
there we go.
This is a beta taking applications to basically see like what they're going to be dealing with. I think.
Okay.
Or if you're like me and have debt
but-
with real bills,
but-
you're fucked.
Yeah.
There's
But
not
it-
shit for us.
Well, you can declare bankruptcy.
But if you do,
that does not sound as cool as debt relief.
Right?
bankruptcy.
Donald Trump has been bankrupt 6 times, and he was the president. So
yeah.
Yeah,
that's
but
pretty cool.
just so you know, you won't need to resubmit if you do the beta.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is really important
Facts.
as
Fire.
well.
Get that student loans taken care of because
And I'll start a support group for real bills because that shit sucks.
Support group for real.
All right,
So it's
and
called
then-
GoFundMe.
All right, it's called Start Your Own Podcast. Right? Crowdfund.
I'm rich, bitch.
And then we got Kentucky and Indiana. We're stuck with that for at least 5 years, it seems
Yeah.
like. All right, boys.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Some quick housekeeping. Paris, how's your week?
Fantastic. What
All
about
right.
yours?
All right. It's pretty good. Started a new job, and I almost gave 2 prostitutes a ride home from the gas station. So pretty good.
Almost.
Nice.
Brady, what about you?
I'm chill.
Chilling. Dylan.
It's been a good week.
All right.
Bengals dub, Cats dub. Let's
Who
get it.
day?
We'll
All
be
right.
back with you next week. All right. We're stuck in static. Thank you for listening.
Bada boom.
Later.
Adios.